Beautiful day on this first December Sunday. 61 degrees. Hardly any wind at all. The Raiders hit the final month of the year, looking to make this a December to remember and qualify for the playoffs for the first time since 2002 and break that 13-year drought. The Bills have the longest drought in football. They've not made the playoffs in the 2000s. They last made them in 1999. The team went to 4 straight Super Bowls, lost them all in the early 90s. Buffalo wearing their traveling white jerseys with their blue pants, and the charging Buffalo on the side with the red blood coming out. We're underway from the black hole, where the Bills have not won since Jack Kemp was the quarterback in '66. Good kickoff by Dan Carpenter. Jalen Richard will take a right knee, and the Raiders will start on their own 25-yard line. Raiders are going to open with Vidal Alexander in the role as the jumbo lineman. So Donald Penn's the left tackle. Kelechi Osemele left guard. The center is Rodney Hudson. The right guard is Gabe Jackson. The right tackle is Austin Howard. And Vidal Alexander, who has been inactive the last couple of weeks, does open the game as the Raiders' 6th lineman on the right side. Outside of Austin Howard with Clive Walford outside of him. Derek in the shotgun, has Murray behind him in a pistol look. Crabtree comes in motion, gun run, pistol straight ahead. Latavius Murray hit it around the 27, pushes forward for a couple of more, make it a gain of 5. So we have not seen this link from this Raiders team. Hugh Jackson's Raiders would put Derek McFadden in the pistol, but we were talking about the volume of the run. So right away, Derek in the shotgun, and he had Latavius Murray behind him in a pistol formation.
So obviously we're going to made a little change, a little wrinkle for them to be effective. It worked out the first time for that.
Gain 5, 2nd and 5. Raiders on their 30-yard line. They go to a slot formation. Ryan Cooper inside of Crabtree. Walford left a wham block him, a trap block coming across, and he gets stuffed in the backfield. Latavius Murray got the run, and it's Marcel Darius, who was just a game wrecker in the front. Their Pro Bowler made the hit there. Last time they were here 2 years ago, he completely stuffed the Raider run game. And then he got hurt late in the first quarter. The Raiders were able to run. He's the nose tackle, flanked by Kyle Williams, also a beast on their front. Adolphus Washington is the other end. The two backers are Zach Brown and Preston Brown inside. 3rd down and 5. Michael Rivera comes in. Derek in the shotgun. Pre-snap movement on the line. Did the Bills jump off sides?
They did.
Having a problem with Link's microphone here. Bill Vinovich getting his crew together. I think the Bills jumped in the neutral zone. Here's Bill. I'm going to turn his microphone on here. Will it be enough for a Raider first down?
Neutral zone infraction. Defense number 95.
Kyle Williams.
5-yard penalty results in a first down.
It's easy to see, Tom, because the kickoff was a touchback. He had to get exactly to the 35-yard line, and the ball is on the 35. So Derek able to get Kyle Williams there, 4-time Pro Bowl defensive tackle, to jump in the neutral zone.
Well, they're a very aggressive group, both on offense and defense at front line anyway, and I'm sure that was worked on all week long, trying to get them to do that.
1st and 10 Raiders. They have 3 go right. Now they empty the backfield. Latavius Murray goes out left to Cooper's side. Derek looks left, comes middle, throws, dropped by Michael Rivera on a sit-down route at the 39-yard line. He had a lot of Buffalo Bills there. Their middle linebacker, Preston Brown, was there. Their nickel corner, Nickel Roby-Coleman, was also there, Tom. But Derek looked it over. He wanted to go backside in cut to Amari Cooper. The Bills took that away, and then he went middle, and Rivera just dropped the ball.
Yeah, Rivera, I think, slipped before that. He was kind of slipping and sliding, trying to get back up when that ball arrived.
2nd down, 10 for the Raiders. Derek in the shotgun has 3 receivers right, Crabtree, Rivera, and Cooper on the outside. Derek straight drop from the gun, looks left, chased out, now rolling right. Will throw one down the sideline for Rivera. Bumped off the ball by their nickel corner, Nickel Roby-Coleman, who picked up the tight end like a wide receiver. And that'll face now bring up a 3rd down and 10 Link. And one thing you don't want to get into against Rex Ryan, or his twin brother Rob, the longtime Raider defensive coordinator, joins him on this staff as an assistant head coach, is in 3rd and longs. They have 33 quarterback sacks. And you like to call them the Joker front, all the exotics where they'll have guys walking around. You don't know who's coming.
Well, you generally know the big guys are standing up, but sometimes when you have all linebackers, it's hard to see. And right now we're seeing a blitz look out of them.
One guy is down, Link. Everybody else is standing up. You got to assume Kyle Williams is coming. Darius is down. It's 3rd down and 10. Who's coming and who's dropping? They're going to rush 5. A flag goes down. Derek Carr got hit by Alexander. Throws. Caught by Amari Cooper. 40. Down the sideline. 30. 20. He's tripped up inside the Buffalo 15-yard line by the Coleman, by the safety Corey Graham, to save a touchdown.
I think we might have a flag on the guys. There's a flag on the ground.
The flag came down at the snap. Did Buffalo jump off sides again?
No, I think, well, Buffalo thinks it's on the Raiders. I'm sure. They're going back to the line of scrimmage. We'll
Here's
see.
Bill Vinovich, our referee today, is coming back. Bill?
Yeah.
Illegal formation.
It's on the Raiders.
Offense. After a warning, number 77 was not on the line of scrimmage.
Austin Howard.
Well, they
Play
call that
third
early.
down.
Wow, they call that early. I'm telling you, the thing is they're saying Austin Howard's lined up too far in the backfield, too far off the line of scrimmage. He had a warning, obviously. But we're at, what do we play 5, play 6 or whatever? They call that early. They don't
He
normally
is
do
back,
that.
though, Tom. He's way behind
Yeah, he is
the
way
guard,
back.
Gabe Jackson. It's a helmet length, right, Link? He's way behind Gabe on that
Usually,
play.
if you put your helmet, the rule was for me as a tackle, you put your helmet on the center's belt.
Yeah.
That's as far as you can go back.
He was further back. Maybe he was warned earlier, but what you're saying is they typically warn you one play before they flag you.
Yeah, and I mean, where we play 5, play 6 already, and they already threw that. So, I mean, this guy's going to call it close.
And it's a big penalty, not just the 5 yards. The Raiders would have been inside their 15-yard line. Now it's third down and 15. They bring pressure. They blitz the safety, Graham. Check down. Latavius Murray makes Alexander miss, but Lorenzo gets up and tackles his former teammate well shy of the first down. Again, Rex Ryan and Rob Ryan, of course, the twin sons of the great defensive coordinator, Buddy Ryan, and they love to blitz here, and he did bring that safety, Corey Graham, from depth, Tom, and forced the quick screen out to Latavius Murray, and the Bills were able to swarm right behind that.
Yeah, they're going to give you all kinds of exotic looks, too, like we've seen already. Everybody's standing up except one guy down in a three-point stance, and it kind of looks kind of goofy, but usually you can work it out, you figure it out beforehand.
The Raiders are motioning Andre Holmes. He's playing with a bad shoulder and neck today to get down the sideline. Towering punt by Marquette King. Brandon Tate, the former Patriot and Bengal, will call for a fair catch inside their 20-yard line. That's a 5-second hang time by Marquette King. Justin Hunter, the big wide receiver, former Titan and Dolphin, goes in motion left, lines up left slot, play action. Tyrod Taylor looking at left, now chased out, and he will roll left and throw, and it's caught by Sammy Watkins on Sean Smith for a Buffalo first down at around the 35-yard line. Tyrod Taylor flushed out to his left. He gets Sammy Watkins for a gain of 16. Sammy Watkins roasted Sean Smith last year when Sean Smith was a chief at Arrowhead. He had 150 yards receiving against him in the first half alone. That's a matchup the Buffalo coaching staff wants. Taylor in the gun, looking left, now throws middle, and it's incomplete. Not coverage there by T.J. Carey, who has to play, Tom, in the slot now with D.J. Hayden going on season-ending IR with the hamstring injury after last week. He had the big wide receiver, Justin Hunter, on the in-cut, and he did cross his face there and made a very nice play on the ball.
Yeah, played it very well, made a nice cut on the play, but it's going to be interesting to see what happens when they go 4 wides in case we have to bring in another corner.
Well, Dexter McDonald would be the other nickel if Buffalo does that. They are minus today Robert Woods and Percy Harvin, two of their best receivers. 2nd and 10. Shady McCoy lines up to the right of Tyrod Taylor in the shotgun. Slot formation left. And a single receiver. Watkins right. Taylor check down. Shady McCoy so good in space. Runs right by Malcolm Smith. But Malcolm had the angle on him. And he'll race him out of bounds at around the Buffalo 43. That'll bring up a 3rd down and 2. Cordy Glenn is Buffalo's left tackle. Richie Incognito back and playing well after that texting scandal mess in Miami a few years ago with Jonathan Martin at left guard. Ryan Groy at center for Eric Wood is down the year. John Miller is their right guard, and Jordan Mills, the Buffalo right tackle. 3rd down and 2 for the Bills on their 43-yard line. Tyrod Taylor again in the gun. 3 receivers go left. Sammy Watkins singled up right against David Amerson. Here's the snap from center. Taylor back, looks right for Watkins. Got it. Catch. First down, makes Amerson miss, and then spins out of it fast and reaches the Raider 41-yard line. Linky was chosen 1 spot ahead of Khalil Mack in the 2014 draft, where the Raiders got Mack and Carr. He has been bothered by injuries, playing with a foot problem, but he is a talented player.
And you got to give Buffalo credit that time because the Raiders brought a blitz. No, Tyrod Taylor had a completely clean pocket in order to find Sammy Watkins, as you mentioned. So the Buffalo Bills did good at picking up that blitz.
1st and 10, Buffalo on the Raider 41-yard line. Shady McCoy get a motion out of the right of Tyrod Taylor in the gun. Watkins goes out wide right, watched by Amerson. Taylor checked down, nice ball placement on Mack, who dropped into coverage there against LaShawn Shady McCoy. What a great ball by Taylor. He's not a great thrower of the football, Tom, but he is relatively accurate on the outcuts. He's 6'1", he's small, so it's hard for him to see over the middle, but on the outcut, he placed that ball beautifully. Khalil Mack dropped into coverage there, and he threw it outside shoulder to Shady McCoy for a gain of 10.
Well, the Raiders are doing something uncharacteristic. They've got guys standing up, too. Mack standing up. They have 2 or 3 linemen standing up at the same time, and Mack dropping it back coverage. So that's not their usual defense.
And guys, right now they're trying to figure out if there's a measurement if it's a first down or not. But right now I will tell you this. They're looking to see who McCoy is going to be isolated on in this defense. And the advantage versus him, any linebackers, especially Khalil Mack, they're going to try to get the ball to him.
Bill Vinovich wants, I think, the chain gang to come out. Is he asking for it from the Raiders sideline? No, they're going to use it from the Buffalo sideline. We do want to welcome all of you as they stretch the chain out. And the Bills they have enough. First down, Buffalo. Those of you listening to the Baltimore-Miami game, shocking result there. The Ravens all over Miami, 38-6. That loss drops Miami to 7-5 in the AFC East. New England won to get to 10-2, and the Bills, their playoff hopes are not great. They're probably going to have to win 4 of their last 5, but they got a shot at 6-5, and Miami now falls to 7-5. First and 10, Buffalo on the Raider 31-yard line. Just 4.5 minutes into the opening quarter. Tyrod Taylor in the shotgun, fakes the gun run to McCoy, back foot, he hits, throws, and it's juggled and caught by Justin Hunter inside the Raider 10-yard line. TJ Carey in coverage there, again crossed his face, Tom, trying to make a play on the ball, and Hunter, who's so big at 6'4", juggled the ball up in the air and caught it for a 22-yard gain on that crossing route.
Yeah, there right now, there's no pass rush whatsoever, so there's no pressure on the quarterback, on Taylor, and he's just sitting back there and making his choice and delivering the ball well.
Have the Bills run the ball one time yet?
No, I haven't seen it.
They've been coming out and throwing, which is so unusual. Jerome Felton, the lead blocking fullback, lines up left. They get to Shady McCoy straight ahead, their first run of the game. And he gets stacked up outside of the 5-yard line by Dan Williams and Perry Riley Jr. Only a 3-yard gain. Buffalo is number 1 in the NFL in rushing the football, almost 160 yards a game. They're dead last in throwing the ball. But they come out, Tom, and flip the tendencies, and they throw early. Now we'll see if they can power in. They're a very good red zone scoring team, 5th in the NFL. They get in about 2/3 of the time because they run it, and the quarterback will run it. Now he's under center. True eye, they play action. Right flat, Shady McCoy, and he's tackled by Perry Riley Jr. Then they're trying to isolate McCoy out in space, and Perry Riley Jr., the middle linebacker, diagnosed it, made a nice open field tackle to keep him out. He's out on the Raider 3-yard line.
Nothing,
third down and goal from their time.
Yeah, nothing fancy there. They just lined up in the slot left with an I formation and played pass to the right side and went to the back of the flat.
Yeah, and Raleigh did a good job of fighting through that pick to get on McCoy as quickly as possible.
They bring in Justin Hunter. Look out for Hunter. He has caught 7 passes this year. 4 have been touchdowns. He is 6'4" tall. He lines up tight left outside the coverage of Sean Smith. There's a play action, a roll left. Tyrod Taylor now going to get a hit from behind and sacked by Bruce Irvin back on the 9-yard line. He held the ball too long. He was looking left. The Raiders took it away if he was going to Hunter, Tom. And then it looked like he may have had an avenue to run, and he spun around and simply held the ball for an eternity. A lot of Bruce Irvin sacks or coverage sacks. He got another, and he has now sacked the opponent quarterback in 3 straight games.
Yeah, when it came time to decide to run, it was too late. He had no crease, but if he had run earlier, he might have had a little running room.
26-yard field goal here for Dan Carpenter, the most accurate kicker in Bills history, even better than Ryan Lindell or Steve Christie. Harrison Sanborn will snap. Colton Schmidt, their punter, will hold. And a short field goal, a 26-yarder, right-footed kicker, right hash. He splits the uprights. And a very impressive pass-happy opening drive for the Buffalo Bills. The Buffalo Bills scoring drive. They go 10 plays, 72 yards. What's amazing is the run-pass ratio. They ran the ball only 1 time. That's when they got inside the 10 and they had the draw run out of the eye to Shady McCoy. Tyrod Taylor 6 for 7 on that opening drive, and he had 75 yards. He went to Sammy Watkins a couple of times, Coach, but they clearly want to isolate LaShawn Shady McCoy against any of the Raider linebackers.
Yeah, that's pretty obvious. That was what their game plan was, especially on their first drive, and they were successful, so they're probably not going to stop.
Dan Carpenter will kick off for the Bills towards the north end zone. Jalen Richard will take a knee right in the A in Oakland. in the end zone, and the Raiders will come out on their 25-yard line to begin their second series. Again, all the principals in the Raiders race for the AFC West championship and the #1 overall record in the AFC, they won today. New England a win today over the Rams. Kansas City on that Eric Berry interception, the 2-point conversion, beat Atlanta by a point in Atlanta. And Denver, with Trevor Siemian out today, and Paxton Lynch, the quarterback, they also won today in Jacksonville. So the Raiders need this game to stay in first place. They are going to Arrowhead for the showdown game on Thursday night. Again, a pistol formation. Carr, sawed-off shotgun, has Latavius Murray behind him. Vidal Alexander again going jumbo with Walford right. It's a gun run coming left. Big hole 30, 35. Stiff arm on Graham. A big run there. Hedebo finally pushes out Latavius Murray. Blink on just a simple cutback run. They went jumbo right. He started middle. It all got washed to the right. He just cut it back left. Had a gaping hole there for 23 yards.
That's why I think he prefers to work out of the eye. It gives him better vision rather than being in the gun snap. And when you saw him, he saw the left side completely cave down right at the snap of the ball. Without any hesitation, he took it to that open area.
One of the keys, the center, Rodney Hudson, single block Marcel Darius, and he completely stood him up. Normally you have to double that big man, but he singled him, and he won big time. Carr in the gun, slot right, gun run. Murray stops in the hole, then comes forward. This time the Bill front, able to stack it up. Interesting link. They are using Vidal Alexander in that jumbo sixth lineman third tackle role today, and not Menelik Watson.
Well, you know what I think it is I think you want to get everybody ready, because you know you really don't practice in pads as much this time. So in order to get some full game, full speed action for all of your tackles, I think they'll have a rotation in there.
And also, you have a game on Thursday, Tom. So Vidal may get the snaps today, and then on Thursday in Arrowhead, you may run Menelik just to save a fresh body. Only a gain of a yard there. Second down and 9 Raiders. They go slot formation left. Now they motion Michael Crabtree away from Amari Cooper. Amari singled up left on Gilmore. Is a high throw and incomplete. Derek threw that high. He got a little pressure again. They blitzed the nickel corner, Nickel Roby Coleman, and it was one-on-one Amari Cooper against their best corner, Stephon Gilmore. Derek threw that ball high, where Amari just barely got his fingertips on it, reaching up, jumping up high above his helmet.
Yeah, it might have been a little action there if he had gotten that ball down a little bit, but he had to throw it high because he had somebody coming at him.
Third down 9. Raiders go slot left. Seth Roberts inside of Amari Cooper. Bills are showing a Brown out. They're bringing both their inside linebackers, Zach Brown and Preston Brown, mugging up in the A-gap. Michael Crabtree singled up right. Here comes Jerry Hughes around the edge. Carr throws wide open. Michael Rivera inside the Buffalo 30 and dropped by the safety Graham on the Buffalo 26-yard line. A gain of 26 yards. He beat the safety, Corey White, who will play more like a safety. Well, the Raiders are going to the tight end today, Tom. Michael Rivera detached from the line, just ran a seam route and got wide open in the middle of that Buffalo zone.
That's what you got to do. He said Derek probably saw the 2 deep zone guys really lined up deep before the pre-snap, so he knew that it was going to be soft in the middle, and that's why he favored the middle.
Bills are getting their defensive play call in late. A little confusion on their front. Derek goes into the shotgun. Jalen Richard, first snap from scrimmage. Gun run, coming right, bounces it left, gets the edge, 20. Fly came down very late. That a hold on the Raiders there?
Yeah, I think it's going to be a hold on Alexander.
Alexander.
Yes.
Yeah, he was the extra lineman link that started on that side, and he got a late flag. Here's Bill Vinovich with our numeral on the holder.
Offense number 74. 10-yard penalty. Repeat first down.
Raiders are the most penalized team in football. They average about 9.5 penalties per game. Buffalo averages almost 8 penalties a game, and they are ranked 6th. And that's a damaging hold, not just in the yardage, but Jalen Richard had a nice run. You would have been inside the red zone there.
Yeah, that's just terrible. That's too bad, because that's 2 good runs. That's 2 good results from runs. Well, the other was a pass to Amari Cooper earlier, and both called back by penalties.
1st and 20 now.
Now they're trying to get this right. They don't know if
they don't know where the spot. They have to mark it off from the spot of the hold. They're not from the line to scrimmage, right? 36-yard line they put the ball. Jalen Richard stays in. Vinovich winds the clock. Well, the Raiders have to get to the Buffalo 16-yard line. So it is 1st and 20. Again, they jump off sides here before the ball was snapped. This will be undusable. Encroachment on the Bills.
Neutral zone infraction. Defense number 55.
They got it on
5-yard
Jerry
penalty.
Hughes.
Yeah, they got on
Still
Jerry
first
Hughes.
down.
It's really smart by Derek Carr to do it because here's the thing. When the defense comes in, they got a penalty, they're starting to tape back their ears, and they know that you're going to pass the ball. Those defensive ends come in, they're really amped up. It's a great call.
And he is, Lorenzo Alexander has 10 sacks, an amazing year for him after just his first 9 years in the NFL. But Jerry Hughes is their most accomplished edge rusher, former Indianapolis Colt, and now a 4-year Buffalo Bill. Alexander back in, so the 1st and 20 now becomes 1st and 15. Gun run, Richard coming middle, and he got sledgehammered by the Buffalo middle backer, Preston Brown. Duzable also in on the tackle. Ajay Duzable will play on their front. It'll bring up a 2nd down and long. Raiders are into field goal range. The Ryan brothers run this defense. Rob Ryan, the assistant head coach / defense. Dennis Thurman maintains the title of defensive coordinator. They also have Ed Reed on this staff, the assistant DB coach, who was actually up in the press box with us watching the game. And they're coaching it. Derek in the gun. 3 receivers go left. Clive Walford from inside to out. Clive Walford, Seth Roberts, Michael Crabtree. Amari Cooper singled up right. They fake the gun run. Derek at a rollout right, being chased by Kyle Williams, and Hughes throws. Dropped by Amari Cooper on the comeback route there against Kevon Seymour. That time he got heated up. Kyle Williams, a very good interior pass rusher, and Jerry Hughes, a great edge guy. Tom flushed him out to the right, and Amari came back on that ball, got both hands on the ball, and just dropped it into his face mask. The ball got.
Yeah, that's unusual for him to drop the ball like that. That actually hit him in the face.
3rd down and 13. The Raiders bring in Jameis Alawale as a fullback now. So Derek's in the gun. Been in the gun the entire day. Alawale to his left and Murray to his right. Amari Cooper out wide right, slot left. Robertson, Crabtree, 3rd down and long. Check down right flat and incomplete. Good coverage there by the backer. Zach Brown rolling out on the back in the flat. Latavius Murray. That was not going to get 13 yards, though, as again the pressure on Derek Carr forced a quick check down there to Latavius Murray right flat, and the Bills were able to take that away, Link.
You know, it was just a simple 4-man rush, but they ran some games up front, and the Bills were going to play zone behind it. The game, especially when the right side collapsed, Austin Howard and Gabe Jackson really got into Derek's face really early, so they had to get rid of the ball.
47-yard field goal for Janikowski. John Kondo will snap. Marquette King will hold right hash mark, left-footed kicker. He has plenty of distance. It's right down the middle, and the Raiders have tied the game. And Carpenter a field goal for Buffalo, and Janikowski a 47-yard field goal for the Raiders. Janikowski will kick off here. Game tied at 3. Brandon Tate is Buffalo's #1 return guy, one of the best in all of pro football, former Bengal and Patriot. Janikowski will bring him out. He's going to be about 2 yards into the field of play, right side of the field across the numbers, hit around the head and grab down shy of the 20-yard line. Only an 18-yard return there for Brandon Tate. Andre Holmes grabbed him around the head and neck to drop him. And again, Andre was a game-time decision. He has a neck and a shoulder injury. H-Rod Martin watched them warm up before the game. They weren't certain Andre could go. He actually warmed up with Derek and Matt McGloin before the game with his helmet out, just to get a feel of how the helmet would fit and would he be able to go. And he has been impactful on special teams. 1st and 10 for the Buffalo Bills. Inside their 20-yard line with Tyrod Taylor, the former Virginia Tech star. They're going to motion Brandon Tate behind. Now they've got a back to each side, and Tate behind. They give it to Shady McCoy, and a slant run coming right. And he crosses the 20 up to around the 21-yard line. Now there's the volume of the Buffalo running game. They had Tate lined up behind in a kind of a pistol action. They had a back to the other side, a fullback, and they ran Shady McCoy in a gun run, Tom. And they will give you the ghost motion, the jet sweep motion all day. This is the most complicated running game in the entire NFL.
Yeah, that does get. There's a lot of activity back there, and you have to be disciplined. Boy, that defensive front 7 really has to be disciplined.
Brandon Jackson playing for his first time in the NFL, the rookie free agent defensive lineman from Texas Tech, who was elevated off the practice squad with the injuries up. Now a quick throw out right, and it's caught by a Buffalo tight end they just signed for a first down across the 30 up to around the 33-yard line goes Gerald Christian. They just signed him up from the practice squad before the game today as Charles Clay, and the former Miami Dolphin turned Bill. His wife gave birth to a child last night. He's not even on the trip, so they had to bring up Christian. And there's a gain of about 13 yards. Tyrod Taylor off to a hot start. He typically will throw the ball deep downfield. They've not done that, but he's been accurate short. 1st and 10, Buffalo on their 35. Taylor Here's a gun run to Shady McCoy. Will change direction. He started coming right and then jump cut left, looking like Barry Sanders. And the Raiders had him completely surrounded there. And he was dropped by Jihad Ward Link after a gain of only a yard. But this guy, as far as a change of direction in short space, there's no one better in the NFL than Shady McCoy.
You're absolutely right, one of the best. And when they were trying to set up by formation was force Bruce Irvin to line up a little bit more on the tight end. He respected his space and, of course, was able to shut down that power move by taking on the pulling tackle.
2:40 to go in the opening quarter. We're tied at 3. 2nd and 9 for Buffalo. Taylor out of the shotgun. Pressure middle. Throws. It is caught for a first down out to midfield. It's Brandon Tate as he uncovered in the middle of the field, picking on the nickel corner, T.J. Carey, for a gain of 13 yards. The Raiders did get a little pressure there from Corey James, where he actually buzzed out and dropped back into coverage, but it was T.J. Carey who was bumped off the route time by their tight end, Nick O'Leary. And they're going at T.J. a little bit now with D.J. Hayden out. He's going to be the Raiders' nickel corner inside the slot. 1st and 10, Buffalo on the 48-yard line, running the chin strap and the logo at midfield. Wide gun run. LaShawn McCoy gets the edge and into Raider territory, dropped on the 45-yard line. That's just an outside run there, but such a good play fake by Tyrod Taylor to hold the backside himself time. If he pulls that, he can run it off the left side, but they gave it to Shady McCoy sweeping right for a gain of 8 yards.
Well, they have to respect Taylor in the option of him pulling that ball back and taking off with it himself, so they have to respect that.
Well, guys, that time it was E.J. Manuel. Tyrod Taylor was lined up as a wide receiver. So E.J. Manuel came in and did that action.
They went to the Manuel, was it?
Yes.
Well, they will. Manuel's a big, strong guy. Tyrod Taylor now back at quarterback, will hand off to Mike Gillisley. Big hole off the right side, breaks the tackle. He has breakaway speed, 20. Emerson has the angle, and he will push him out of bounds inside the Raider on the 14-yard line. Where Shady McCoy is shifty in space, Gillisley, a big guy at 219 pounds, has breakaway speed. He broke that tackle, and the Buffalo Bills now are back inside the Raider 20-yard line as Reggie Nelson missed that tackle. Nelson came up from his safety spot and hit him right helmet to helmet. Could not get him down. Well, the Bills have been moving the ball very effectively. This is a high-scoring offensive team, Buffalo. They average over 25 points a game. Tied at 3 late first quarter. Taylor did a gun run. Gillisley straight ahead. Just a power play straight ahead behind their big offensive front. And he's inside the Raider 10, dropped down the Raider 9 by the rookie Jihad Ward after a gain of 5. The Buffalo Bills have reached the Buffalo Wild Wings red zone. Football's only getting better. Head to Buffalo Wild Wings where they do it for you with a new menu that includes all new juicy handcrafted burgers. Buffalo Wild Wings. Wings, beer, sports. So it was the Anchor Bar in downtown Buffalo that invented the chicken wing. It is now known as the Buffalo Wing now. 2nd down for the Bills inside the Raider 10. A down-the-line option, a pitch forward to Shady McCoy. He gets the edge. Did he get the first down? Right at the sticks.
Pretty close.
Inside the 5 link, out of the around the 5. He's going to be shy.
Yeah, it's hard from my angle to see, but I think they're saying it's short.
And it looked like that was a forward pass. It was a down-the-line option. They'll give you the old-school triple option time, but it looked like Shady McCoy got out in front of Tyrod Taylor, and he pitched that ball forward. So that would be a pass completion and not a run. Now they're going to line up with Taylor under center, something they do seldom. It's 3rd down and 1. They bring in Jerome Felton, the lead blocker, and a pre-snap penalty before the ball, or we have a stoppage here. The quarter's over. They're going to flip sides. The first quarter is ended here, and they'll come down and try to get inside the black hole end zone now. Buffalo will face a 3rd down and short, less than a yard from right around the Raider 5-yard line, as they will now go towards the south end zone here, the infamous black hole end zone. The Buffalo Bills, 147 yards of total offense, 91 passing and 51 rushing, outgained the Raiders 147-61 in the opening quarter. Raider rookie Carl Joseph is over on the trainer's table being attended to by H-Rod Martin. Nate Allen has checked in, or he was in earlier.
T.J. Carey is out there, guys.
T.J. Carey's playing as a safety position. They put Taylor in the gun. Gillisley to his right. Reggie Bush is now in. They give it to Gillisley straight ahead on 3rd and 1. And he's pushing the pile. It's 1st and goal to go. They'll stand him up just on the shadow of the goal line. They brought in Reggie Bush, former great USC star, began his career with New Orleans. With a variety of teams lately. So, any idea what's wrong with Carl Joseph, the Raider rookie safety link?
No, they're checking out his left knee, but I haven't got official word yet, guys.
All right. Nate Allen was in the defensive huddle, and then he left. T.J. Carey, who was going to play as the nickel. Raiders going to the goal line defense now. Buffalo has a 1st and goal to go from the 1. Now they're going to put Taylor under center. Mike Gillisley, the backup to Shady McCoy, with a big lead blocking fullback. Jerome Felton, a former Pro Bowler for Adrian Peterson in Minnesota. They also go to a jumbo formation. They give it to the fullback Felton on the blast. Did he get in?
No.
He got stacked up right on the goal line. They will give it to him often, and he will run right over unblocked defenders, whether it's a lineman or a linebacker. He is a big, strong guy. When Adrian Peterson rushed for 2,097 yards in 2012, Felton was his lead blocker, and he made the Pro Bowl that year. Not quite in. Buffalo Bills do lead the NFL in rushing touchdowns. They had 20 on the year, but they could not be closer. Tom Taylor may just sneak this himself. They are inches away. Same formation, true eye behind Taylor, Felton, and Gillisley. They give it to Gillisley. Great lead block by Felton. Touchdown, Buffalo. Just off the left side, Link. That's a power play there.
Absolutely. It's an attitude play. It's an attitude play. It's when you put it in the hands of your offensive lineman, and that's exactly what you did. Great lead block, great hole.
Point. Felton, the lead blocking fullback, Tom, is 248 pounds. They pulled Richie Incognito to knock out the edge, and Bruce Irvin. It was really just Gillisley going right behind his fullback, and he just caved a crater on the goal line. Great block there on Perry Riley Jr., the Raider Mike linebacker, to get Gillisley the touchdown.
Yeah, so far this game, the Buffalo Bill offense is having their way with the Raider defense.
I told they will score. The Bills average over 25 points a game, 5th in the AFC. The Raiders average nearly 28 points a game, as Dan Carpenter's extra point is good. He did miss 6 of these new 33-yard extra points a year ago. And the Raiders need this game to stay in first place in the AFC West, with Kansas City winning. They're 9-3, and the Raiders are 9-2, trying to get to 10-2. But Kansas City did beat the Raiders earlier in the year. The last time the Raiders lost a game was to Kansas City here. That game on Thursday will be a showdown. That Buffalo drive, 11 plays, 80 yards. This time they ran the ball. 9 rushes, 2 passes. Their first drive for the field goal, they only had 1 run. The rest were all passes. Here's the kickoff. And Jalen Richard will take it 3 yards deep in the end zone, out 10-15 shy of the 20, right on the 20-yard line, as he slipped when he approached the 20-yard line. Taiwan Jones will motion behind Derek in the shotgun. It's a pistol. We'll check it out to Taiwan. It's wide open down the sideline. 30, cuts inside on Stephon Gilmore, trying to make a move to juke him in space and slip down. But he picked up good yards there, about 10 yards on the check down there. That was just Buffalo playing man-time and running their corners off and dropping their linebackers back to get Taiwan alone in space. And he was able to pick up 10 yards there on the check down.
Yeah, check down, but then he made such a good move, he fell down.
Yeah, he just slipped on the field. Trying to give him a little shake move there, and he lost his footing. First and 10 Raiders on their 30-yard line. A lot of pistol today. Carr in the gun with Latavius Murray behind him. They will hand it to him, and he gets hit hard, as they never blocked the rookie Shaq Lawson, Buffalo's #1 draft pick, number 19 overall, out of Clemson, who had shoulder surgery in May and lost his spot to Lorenzo Alexander, Link. But he is a tremendous player, and the Raiders did not block him at all on that play.
Well, he slipped inside the block. I wasn't sure who was on him, but one thing that stood out to me, guys, is that Shaq got that ball. I mean, Lawson got that hand on that football, and he almost pulled it free. But Latavius Murray was able to regain it as he was going down.
Both these teams very high in the plus-minus. The Raiders are +8 on the year. Buffalo are +10. 2nd and 9. Raiders 31-yard line. Derek shotgun, steps up in the pocket, throws, caught right at the 40-yard line by Michael Crabtree, with the corner/safety Corey White all over him. Derek had a lot of pressure that time from Lorenzo Alexander, but he stepped up there and threw that right in the middle of the field, where Crabtree was able to pick up 9 yards.
Yeah, just a little short of the first down, so it's going to be 3rd down and about a foot. Crabtree running a crossing route and sat down right in the middle of the field.
This is the kind of down and distance you'd like the quarterback to get under center, but he just cannot take the snap with that top hand. So he's in the gun. Andre Holmes goes in long motion in front of the formation, lines up left. They run blitz, spikes. They give it to Murray. He gets stacked up. He spins forward. Did he get it? I don't think so. That was a run blitz from Brandon Spikes, the former New England Patriot. A great run stuffer.
They did not give him a good spot.
Well, he got turned around a little bit. He got off the first hit. It's 4th down.
He did not make
and
it.
The Raiders are going to have to punt the ball. But right there, Link, we'd like to be able to put the quarterback under center there and run a short yardage blast play. And with the quarterback in the gun, it's just not the same.
Yeah, because everyone knows the more distance you have to get the ball to the running back and before he gets to the line of scrimmage, the greater chance the defenses can close that gap. And that's exactly what happened there.
And even though the Bills are predominantly shotgun in short yardage, they will put Tyrod Taylor under center. Again, the Raiders motion Andre Holmes to get him off the jammer. The Raider gunner, Marquette King, with a blast here. The ball will land on the goal line and go into the end zone for a touchback. Well, he hit that so far. It's a 60-yard punt, but it is a touchback. They're going to start on the 20-yard line, Buffalo. Tyrod Taylor will go into the shotgun. He has Mike Gillislee to his right. Nick O'Leary, the tight end, moves in motion right. They're going to roll the pocket right. Design, roll, throw. Catch by the tight end O'Leary. And he's pushed out of bounds by Sean Smith. But he's up to around the 28-yard line. They just rolled the entire pocket that time. And Tyrod Taylor hit O'Leary, the second-year tight end from Florida State, who will be their starter today with Charles Clay. Not even in the Bay Area after his wife gave birth last night. He didn't make the trip. 2nd down. Buffalo has really had a nice play-calling game. Anthony Lynn is their new offensive coordinator, the former running back coach who replaced Greg Roman. After the Bills lost their first 2 games, they fired Roman and went to Lynn. Now they have complicated backfield. They have 3 backs around Taylor. It's a gun run to Shady McCoy. Runs into his own line and reverses the field. Comes right. 30. Shake move on Amerson. 40 out of bounds on the Buffalo 42-yard line. That is vintage LaShawn McCoy. Play was designed to come left, and like Barry Sanders, completely reversed field. Ran into his own lineman there. Ran in the right tackle, Jordan Mills. Lincoln was pulling left. Wound up coming the other way right for a 14-yard gain.
Well, as you said, that's classic Shady. I mean, that's what he's done so well, and that's why he was such a prize for the Buffalo Bills to get, because he adds that complexity to their offense.
Well, he reminds you a lot of Barry Sanders, but also a lot of the former Raider great running back, Charlie Garner. Here's a gun run, a pistol run. McCoy right in the middle. And he's up across the 45, up to around the 47-yard line. Carl Joseph, by the way, back in the Raider deep secondary, made the tackle along there with Dan Williams. You see any of Charlie Garner and Shady McCoy?
Oh, without a doubt, the shakiness and of course, when you're trying to get him isolated on linebackers, that's one thing that Charlie did so well. He got him in space, and he would make a number of people miss.
And that's what they're trying to do today, and they're doing it quite successfully. Just get him one-on-one on linebacker or out in space, and he that time the reverse one was with an unbalanced line.
McCoy takes a play off. Gillislee in, straight drop by Taylor, looks left, now chased out, hit by James Cowser. Cowser will sack him. Sunshine with his first sack in the NFL. The Raiders just brought him up last week with all the injuries on their defensive line. James Cowser, the rookie free agent from Southern Utah, with great energy and a motor, Tom, eventually uncovered there against their right tackle, Jordan Mills, threw him aside and sacked Tyrod Taylor for a 10-yard loss.
With the help of the coverage down the field, there was nobody there for him to throw, so he had to try to scramble a little bit. Cowser was there. Very active guy, Cowser is.
Raiders are subbing people in and out late. Cowser runs off the field. Along with Justin Ellis, they bring in Bruce Irvin. Late substitution, 3rd down, 14. And now Tyrod Taylor goes under center. There you are. They're going to fake a counter run. Irvin comes around the edge. Mack the other end. Taylor flushed out left. His quarterback can run. He'll run by Mack and run for a first down. Into Raider territory. A flag is down.
Got holding.
In the Buffalo interior line. I think it's coming back. Here's Bill Vinovich to save the day.
Holding. Offense number 64. 10-yard penalty. Repeat 3rd down.
It's on their nasty mauling left guard, Richie Incognito. But you've got to be concerned about your pass rush. You got to come even. You can't allow an escape hatch for Tyrod Taylor to get out. They came around the edge, Mack and Irvin link, but the middle was not there. Autry got stood up by Incognito, and that's where the hold was, and also Jihad Ward, and he leaked out for a long run.
Yeah, but what still concerns me is why such a late substitution. You mentioned Cowser got that sack, but they ran Bruce Irvin and Khalil Mack out there late. Why such a late substitution?
3rd down and 24. Now Sammy Watkins goes in the left slot, watched by T.J. Carey. They put Taylor in the gun. The rookie running back Jonathan Williams is in. Taylor back on third down in a quarter of the field. Crushed out by Irvin. Rolling to his left, throws a bouncing ball well shy. He's trying to hit Marquise Goodwin. It was not close, and that was a tough play on 3rd and 24. So at last time, the Raider defense finally gets a hold of the game here with the sack by Cowser, the hold on Incognito, and now they'll force a Buffalo punt.
Yeah, I'm not sure if I'm missing something or not, but it seems that they're not rushing Khalil Mack as much as they normally do. He's dropping in coverage a lot more today than I've seen him drop in a long time.
Coach, that last play, he was spying Tyrod Taylor from the left side.
Colton Schmidt, Buffalo's punter, into punt. And he will kick it to Jalen Richard. He's going to angle this to Jalen's left. He just kicked the ball out of bounds. And where did that ball go out of bounds? That was not a very good punt. Side judge is walking, 35, 40, still walking, 45. Well, he shanked that one badly. Tried to kick it off the side of the foot. That's the respect of Jalen Richard, but such a margin for error there. He missed the ball. The Raider offense, Derek Carr just 4 for 9 to open the game for 51 yards. The running game has not been great either. 7 rushes, 30 yards. Derek, again in the shotgun the whole game. With that twice dislocated right pinky from last week. Latavius Murray moves left to him in the gun. Amari Cooper comes in tight motion. They flip an end around to Cooper. Rivera out to block. And nobody blocks Stephon Gilmore, the corner. Shaq Lawson, their rookie, was not fooled, and that got the Raiders nothing. It looked like they were going to get the edge, but nobody blocked the cornerback, Stephon Gilmore, and then Lawson ran it down.
Well, Crabtree was in charge of the Gilmore, the corner, who just beat him on a simple, arm over move. But Lawson never went for the fake. He just kept his outside integrity, and then, of course, took a good angle to cut off right at the line of scrimmage.
Very impressive.
That was a pretty slow hitting reversal.
Raiders go into a shotgun. Impressive. The rookie did not chase that down. He stayed home on the backside. Here's a pistol run to Murray. Straight ahead. Breaks into the secondary. Good run. That should be a Raider first down out to midfield as the Raiders have made a big change here in the running game, doing it out of a pistol formation with Derek Carr unable to go under center. Great lead block there by Jameis Alawale. So explain, is this closer to having Derek under center, having Murray still behind him in a pistol formation?
Yes, that's exactly right. Now the place of the fullback is taking place by the quarterback, but it still gives you that natural eye feel as an eye running back.
Latavius likes the eye. He's a natural eye runner. Kyle Williams flinched, did not jump offside, so he gets back. Derek now going to step up, brings Clive Walford in tight over Williams' side. Crabtree out wide right, slot left. It's a gun run. Latavius Murray. There may have been a check with me, Link, where he looked at the Buffalo box and he checked from a pass to a run off the left side, and the Bills still held that to a negligible 2-yard gain.
That's exactly what it was. The problem is that when you bring in Clive Walford from an outside slot into the motion, now the defense knows that you're going to run the ball. They tighten down the box and there's less holes.
2nd down 8. Here's a quick throw out to Crabtree, a quick screen, and he's pushed out of bounds. Kevon Seymour made the tackle, shoving him out of the wide receiver screen across the 45. Down to the Buffalo 44. It'll be 3rd down and 4 Raiders from there as we pause 10 seconds for station identification. You're listening to Compass Media Networks. This is the NFL. Third and 4 Raiders, 1 of 4 on 3rd downs. Shotgun, Carr off his back foot, going to lob one left, well covered as Amari Cooper. Fly came in. They're going to get a pass interference call on Stephon Gilmore. A little bit of an armbar, Tom, there on Amari Cooper. I'm not sure that ball was catchable, but he did bump Amari off his route. A big penalty. Here's Vinovich.
Pass interference. Defense number 24. Spot foul. Automatic first down.
They'll put it down on the Buffalo 20-yard line.
Yeah, the arm bar, he just disallows the receiver to get down the field. In that case, it was Amari Cooper trying to. That was an audible, too. As soon as they saw man-to-man coverage, he had his arms all over him.
Yeah, you're right, Coach. As the Bills were coming with an all-out blitz, there was zero coverage. Safety was down low. He knew he had one-on-one coverage on the outside, so took a shot.
23-yard pass interference call on Stephon Gilmore. Menelik Watson comes in for his first snap of the day as the Raiders' 3rd tackle, 6th lineman. Alexander not in this play. He's outside a pin left. Carr in the gun. Murray to his side. Straight drop by Derek. Going to throw a seam. Broken up. Seth Roberts had it on the goal line for a Raider touchdown that was broken up by Corey Graham. Tremendous play by Corey Graham, who is from Buffalo. He's a converted corner to safety. He just arrived right on time. They had Jerry Hughes drop back in the middle there on Seth Roberts, and Corey Graham came over and knocked that ball away at the right moment. Great play. Saved a touchdown. And they had that seam route in Buffalo. Jerry Hughes going to drop into coverage there. The Raiders can attack that. Second down, 10 just outside the 20. It's a draw, gun run. Richard off the right side. And he gets hit and dropped by James Hedebo, who has been with Rex Ryan at a couple of different spots. Makes the tackle across the 15 and around the 14-yard line. Raiders have reached the Buffalo Wild Wings red zone. Buffalo Wild Wings, wings, beer, sports. The Bills were a terrific red zone defense for the beginning of the year, but they have allowed the opponents now to score touchdowns 13 of the last 16 trips inside the red zone. Raiders have Michael Rivera in, third down and 2 on the Buffalo 13-yard line. Now they go empty set. 3 receivers left. They are going to motion Richard, the back, to Derek's left. Nobody follows. He's Buffalo playing his zone. Rivera now lines up tight. It's a gun run to Richard, and he's got the first down inside the 10-yard line. As Jalen Richard, very close to it. Did he get it? Let's see where they spot him. I kind of lost him there in the mess. And let's see, he had to get inside the 11. He's got the first down. First down, Raiders linked to us. That all, Derek, as Richard was outside wide. They typically will motion like the Packers do to see if it's a man or a zone, but then he called a gun run.
Notice the backers. Notice how many backers he had in the hole. That was all a check with me by Derek that time.
Raiders going fast. They're going to get right back up on the ball. Quick snap on play action, throw for the end zone. Drop! Michael Crabtree had the ball. He flat out dropped a touchdown. Oh, you'll never see him do that. And they fooled him on the quick play action to Richard, and Crabtree ran an in route on the goal line. The coverage was loose there by Seymour. He had the ball right. He let it get into his body.
Yeah, he sure did. You don't see that happen too often. And Derek running with a quick huddle and caught Buffalo a little off balance that time. This whole drive he's been doing that, a little bit off balance.
Yeah, they had him played very loosely. Kevon Seymour, the rookie, round 6 out of USC on the coverage. Crabtree always hands catches everything. He let that ball get into his body, dropped it. They fake the gun run, they run. Derek Carr, and he's not going to be able to get the edge there. Nickel corner, nickel Roby Coleman. Was that a designed pull option read, and he pulled it and ran, or was it a busted play?
No, it was a design. He read the end and decided to keep it and thought he could get the corner. But of course, as you mentioned, the coverage by the cornerback got him on the sideline.
Yeah, Roby Coleman was just too fast. Derek did run a read option, a pull option read last week, even after he hurt his finger. That was a play that bothered Buffalo last week in their home win over Jacksonville. Blake Bortles burned him a lot on that, so they may have put that play in on the goal line now. Third down coming up, 3rd and 8 for the Raiders on the 9-yard line. Derek looking left, plenty of time. Now going to throw high, too high. In the back of the end zone, he overthrew Michael Crabtree. He gets up and gets right in the face mask. The flag came in. They may get a taunt, a personal foul here on Crabtree for going after Stephon Gilmore.
Yeah, not very smart to do.
The field goal is going to be short, but it's going to be 15 yards further out now, as Crabtree will take the personal foul penalty for taunting Stephon Gilmore.
Probably a little upset from dropping the ball on the previous
I'm
pass.
sure Gilmore pointed that out to him. Yeah. Now the officials are going to conference here.
Oh, they're calling it on Michael. Here it comes.
Well, they did have a conference, but now Bill Vinovich will get the numeral here. Should be a personal foul on Crabtree.
After the play was over, taunting. Offense number 15. 15-yard penalty, and the down counts. 4th down.
Well, Gilmore also hit him. The ball was thrown high.
Number 15 with regard to ejection.
Yeah, he's got one more of those. He's ejected. The ball was thrown high. Derek had a great pocket. He had eternity, and Crabtree uncovered in the base of the end zone. Right underneath the uprights, and Derek threw it a little bit higher, a lower ball. He may catch that. And Gilmore hit Crabtree after Crabtree extended. The crowd reacting to the Gilmore push. Well, when Crabtree got up, he put his face mask right into Gilmore's face mask. So now the field goal, which would have been 26 yards away, is 41 yards away. Right hash mark, Kondo to King. Janikowski, plenty of distance, and it is good again. The Raiders have to settle for a pair of field goals here, and the Buffalo lead is down to 4 with 2:56 to go. Sputtering. so far in this game.
It's kind of blah, really, when you look at their offense. That time, that last drive, though, Derek Carr, he did go on a faster pace, and I think that picked up the momentum a little bit. Don't you think that, Link?
Well, that is a little bit true, and I guess he had a little bit more control over his play selection, which really added to the momentum.
Yeah.
Here's the kickoff by Janikowski. It is high and it is deep. Raymond Tate will back up, and he's coming out about a yard deep in the end zone. Right numbers 10, 15. Hits a pile through, secures the ball, and makes it across the 20 up to where he would have gotten it. He just stayed in the end zone, close to it, but dropped shy of it at around the 24-yard line. Balance in their offensive attack. They've passed 11 times for 94 yards, and they've run 12 times for 76 yards. Tyrod Taylor's been on point so far. They have a $30 million option on him in the offseason. They're not sure they're going to pick it up long term. They go to an offset eye. Taylor with an outside stretch handoff led by the fullback Felton. A good block on Bruce Irvin. Shady McCoy gets the edge. Boy, in space, he makes Malcolm Smith miss just on a little shake move, and then he scoots down the sideline for 6. That was the fullback kicking out Irvin for one time, and then Shady McCoy just being shady to make Malcolm Smith miss, and he got 6 yards out of a play that should have got nothing.
Yeah, should have got about maybe at the max 1 yard, but with his shiftiness, he picked up the 6 yards. That's a good first down play. Yeah.
Especially after wonder why Philadelphia ever got rid of Shady McCoy. 2nd and 4. Tyrod Taylor going to roll the pocket to the right, going to plant and throw one down the sideline out of bounds. He was going to Marquise Goodwin in the whole of the Raider coverage, almost a cover 2, the way they traded that off from Emerson to Carl Joseph. But there's where Tyrod Taylor, Link, is just simply at times inaccurate. Clever play, and he just threw the ball wide to the sideline.
Well, he had Goodwin. He had Goodwin on the next level, but he could not complete the pass. Inaccuracy down the field.
Jihad Ward, okay, he got up very slowly.
Very slow, I don't know.
He's back in the middle of the Raider front. James Cowser is in, rushing out of the Raider left side over the right tackle, Jordan Mills. Khalil Mack not in. Bruce Irvin is rushing over the other side off the Raider right defense over the left tackle, Cordy Glenn. Buffalo has double tights in on 3rd down and 4.
Delay of game.
And now we have a flag coming in. They didn't snap it.
Delay game.
3rd and 9
Offense,
now.
number 5.
Oh.
5-yard penalty. Still 3rd down.
And also what it allows the Raiders to do is sub in Khalil Mack for the 3rd down. They'll take Cowser off. They'll bring in Perry Riley Jr. also and take the middle backer, the rookie Corey James, off. So the Raiders pick up 5 yards. The 3rd and 4 goes to 3rd and 9, and now you got Mack on the field. So a nice exchange there, a damaging delay of game on Tyrod Taylor. Big Justin Hunter comes in for Buffalo as a 3rd receiver. They have 3 to the right. Hunter outside the numbers, Watkins in the slot. Mack comes around the edge. They force Taylor out. He can run. They block Perry Riley, and Tyrod Taylor runs for the 1st down, and I think he's, where are they going to mark him out? Very close to it on the 34-yard line.
That time they even had Bruce Irvin somewhat spying on Tyrod Taylor. He's still able to manage it. He got the 1st down.
1st down, Buffalo. Boy, he's like your old teammate Rich Gannon, where if it's 3rd and 11, he's going to get you 11 yards and a foot. He just got past Bruce Irvin there. See where he stepped out of bounds with the ball. Looked like it's the right spot on the 34-yard line as we have reached the 2-minute warning. 1st and 10 of their 34. They put Tyrod Taylor in the shotgun. He has Shady McCoy behind him, and they pull the fullback over, and he gets tripped up and stuffed for a loss there by Khalil Mack. A complicated, slow-developing run play as they had the fullback pull out to the right, Tom, and Khalil Mack just got upfield penetration and got low on Shady McCoy and spilled him. That's a 2-yard loss.
Yeah, they had a motion coming this way to try to get the defense, the Raider defense, to widen out a little bit, but they didn't widen out, and Khalil Mack he had too much penetration to not make a play.
Boy, that was an all-pro play by Mack because he saved it. There was nobody left if they got past him.
Raiders have 3 timeouts as well. Neither coach stopping it after the last play. 1:20 to go in the half. 2nd down and 12. It's a shotgun run. Shady McCoy coming right across the 40 up to around the 41-yard line. Good gain there on 2nd and 12. He picked up about 9 of it. It'll bring up a 3rd down and short. Again, this lead blocking fullback, Jerome Felton, is just a special player. 5th-round pick of the Lions in 08. 3 years there, a half year in Carolina, a half year in Indy, 3 years in Minnesota where he's a Pro Bowler. Lead blocker for Adrian Peterson, now his 2nd year in Buffalo. We have under a minute to go. 48 seconds to go. Play clock at 15. Big play here. 3rd and 3. Bills on their 41. Shady lines up to the right of Taylor. He'll drop and throw on 3rd down. Throws wide of Sammy Watkins. Missed him badly. Sammy Watkins had a sit-down route there against Amerson. Just missed him to the wrong side, Tom, as they let the quarterback throw on 3rd and 3. And he was errant, and the Raiders will get a punt here and the ball back before halftime.
Yeah, usually that ball is thrown low and outside just away from the defender, but that time he threw it to the inside as if he expected Watkins to be coming in.
Completely missed. He sat down there on Amerson, and also Sammy Watkins put his finger up saying he wants to come off the field anyway. It was 3rd down, but he's playing with a not quite broken bone, the Buffalo coaching staff told me, but that metatarsal is not good. Colton Schmidt will punt. His first one was a shank. Hits this one better. He's trying to push Richard to the left, and he kicked it out of bounds again. He wants no part of Jalen Richard returning punts. They purposely are kicking it wide. This one a better punt out on the Raider 15-yard line, a 44-yard punt by Colton Schmidt. So the Raiders are backed up. 30 seconds to go in the half. You are going towards the least favorable uprights, the northern uprights, or the more favorable, I should say, away from the black hole, but you got a lot of ground to cover here and only have 30 seconds to do it in, so we'll see what the Raiders do here. They're going to put Derek in the shotgun, of course, where he's been all day with the bad pinky. Latavius Murray lines up to his left. They go slot right. Seth Roberts inside of Crabtree. Amari Cooper singled up by Gilmore. Safety help over the top on that side. Carr will throw middle wide open to Amari Cooper in the zone. They'll tackle him on the 37-yard line. Their nickel corner, Roby Coleman, and now the Raiders will call a timeout as they just found a soft spot in the zone there to pick up 22 yards to Amari. Lights are on inside the Coliseum, but no wind at all, and he is going towards the opposite side of the black hole uprights. His preferred north uprights would be the target. Derek in the shotgun. Alawali to his right. Murray left. Cooper singled up left, slot right. Derek back on 1st and 10. Plenty of time. Steps up, throws middle. And Crabtree made the catch in double coverage in the Buffalo territory. Dropped on the Buffalo 47-yard line, and Jack Del Rio will call a timeout with 15 seconds to go in the half. So big shot down the middle to Cooper, followed by a big shot down the middle to Crabtree for 16 more. And the Raiders, Tom, are on the Buffalo 46-yard line.
That time Buffalo played it a little tighter, squeezed a little bit more, not to give that much room. And Derek finally found Crabtree coming across the middle. Now another play like that with the timeout, they're in field goal range.
Yeah, but then you also remember, guys, when Buffalo runs, it's a little bit of a prevent defense, not going to get much rush.
Yep.
So the guys up front get to double team. They're only rushing 3, and you have a back in the backfield, so that means there's 2 on each defender, which gave Derek that extra time to allow those routes to clear up and that underneath dig to come across.
Yeah, they rushed 3 and dropped 8 on those 2 pass plays. That may change now as the Raiders are approaching a field goal shot. One thing that Rex Ryan loves to do is to blitz when you get inside his 40-yard line and knock you out of field goal range of Janikowski's leg. Let's see if they bring pressure. They are going to blitz. They bring 5. Quick throw out to Murray. They hit him down the sideline. He's bumped out of bounds inside the Buffalo 40, out on the 36-yard line. So they're in field goal range now. That time they did blitz link a deep safety, and they brought 4 in the front, so they brought 5. And Murray uncovered fast for a gain of 10 yards, plus he stopped the clock with 10 seconds to go in the half.
Mike Rivera did a good job of clearing out the that side to allow Murray to get that ball and make some extra yards.
You're in field goal range right now, Tom. It'd be a 54-yarder from this spot. You'd like to pick up more here. You have 10 seconds. You have a timeout as well.
I think they're going to run it and then call time.
All right, Derek's in the gun. Alawali to his right. Murray left. Now he's going to throw. Jerry Hughes pressure throw out left to Murray. And he'll hurdle Gilmore, but Gilmore backed away from him. He jumps out of bounds inside the Buffalo 30, out on the Buffalo 28 and a half. And they'll bring in Janikowski right now with 5 seconds to go in the half. So nicely done.
Yep.
Buffalo did play a prevent, rush 3, drop 8 and a couple of downs, but you got close enough where you could dump it out to Murray twice in a row. This will be a 47-yard field goal by Janikowski. It is from the left hash mark. Kondo will snap. King will hold. And he normally aims this right for that left upright. And see if he can just bend it inside the upright here. And now a timeout has been called, presumably by the Bills and Rex Ryan. And he's trying to ice Sebastian Janikowski. We've told you he's laughing over on the sideline One of the great personalities in pro football, Rex Ryan, the 6-year head coach of the New York Jets, took him to the AFC title game with Mark Sanchez as his quarterback in 08 and 09. They went 8-8 last year in Buffalo and 6-5. When he called that timeout, he flashed a big smile on his face towards the middle of the field in Sebastian Janikowski. There's a lot of members of the Buffalo coaching staff know Janikowski. We mentioned Rob Ryan, the twin brother, runs their defense in concert with him. Sanjay Lal with the Raiders for a number of years as wide receiver coach. And Aaron Cromer, when Janikowski was a baby, when John Gruden was the head coach, here's their offensive line coach.
Yep, that's right. He was coaching me as an offensive lineman here.
Well, Aaron's lost a lot of weight. Couldn't hardly even notice him. His son also was here. Here's the snap by Kondo. King has it down. Janikowski from 47. Plenty of distance, and it is good. Nicely executed by the Raiders there, Tom.
Yes.
And they only had 30 seconds to go when they took that ball over deep in their territory. But they get a third Janikowski field goal, and Buffalo's halftime lead is down to 1.
Yeah, perfect type of drive where you can get points with no time left on the clock. That's perfect.
Bills will get the ball to start the second half, but the Raiders on 3 Janikowski field goals have made this a 1-point game. And the Raiders have just not been able to detonate without a penalty flag as they've been held to 3 Janikowski field goals in the first half.
Yeah, they just got to be more consistent. We got 2 penalties brought back 2 big plays for the Raiders that first half.
Janikowski, a short kickoff. Brandon Tate will take it far outside the numbers right. 10, going to reverse the field. 20, 25, being chased by Johnny Holton and out of bounds. But what a return there by Brandon Tate, former New England Patriot, 3rd-round pick. A few years there, then he went to the Bengals. That's a 24-yard kickoff return time, but in actuality, he probably ran about 45 yards. He caught it in the field of play outside the numbers right and reversed that return all the way left, and Buffalo will start on their 34-yard line.
You got to be pretty speedy to be able to reverse your field and go all the way across the field and still gain yardage. Usually you get caught before you even get halfway there.
Buffalo goes 1st and 10 with Tyrod Taylor, who spent his first 4 years in the NFL backing up Joe Flacco in Baltimore. He has Shady McCoy to his right. They're talking to each other. Big Justin Hunter, the former Titan, goes in ghost motion behind. It's a counter run to Shady in the middle, a big hole. Midfield, Raider 40, Raider 30, Raider 20. Sean Smith will finally drop him on the Raider 11-yard line. A gaping hole there on a little misdirection with ghost motion behind Richie Incognito. The left guard, the puller on the play, and they pop the Raiders for a 54-yard run right in the middle of their defensive front.
Boy, that was a huge hole. You and I could have run through there. That was just good blocking by that offensive line.
And also a good block by Nick O'Leary, the tight end, but it was Shady McCoy. He is so fast as far as change of direction quick, but he's straight line fast. Now they bring in Gillislee. They're going to gun run. And the quarterback's going to keep it for a walk-in touchdown to Tyrod Taylor. They completely lost contain. They attacked Khalil Mack on that side. His play-action fake was so good. Khalil thought he gave it to Gillislee. He came slanting down from the end, and they had no contain on that side. The quarterback pulled it, and he just ran around the edge. He's so good on the design quarterback run around the edge, and Buffalo was in the end zone for a touchdown to stretch their lead to 16-9 with the extra point coming.
Yeah, it's not something that the Raiders weren't anticipating. That's one of the plays that they like to use, and when you have a running quarterback like this, boy, you've got to be patient. You've got to play that play also.
Nice. Khalil was singled up, and he took the cheese. And the fake to Gillislee with a fullback there. Here's the point after by Dan Carpenter. Again, he missed 6 extra points a year ago, but he's only missed a couple of this year, and he makes this one right down the middle.
Pretty impressive by Buffalo, but Buffalo's strength against not really the Raiders' strength on defense.
Here's Carpenter's kickoff. What a blast this is by Dan Carpenter. He made a 60-yard field goal when he was a younger man back in 2010 when he was a Miami Dolphin, and that will be a touchback. He kicked that right to the back wall of the northern end zone. A very impressive kickoff there by Dan Carpenter. So the Raiders are a bit numb right now. That run by Shady McCoy and the lead block there by Richie Incognito, lead block by the left guard, just popped him, and then a great speed there on just a little bit of a counter action as he started right and came back left. Raiders will have Derek Carr keep it in a pull option read, and he's going to get hit and dropped after a short gain by Kevon Seymour. They've done that twice now today, Link, where he has pulled it and run. And if it's once, you think maybe they did. Are these designed pulls by Derek Carr?
Well, it looks like it, that he wants to keep it because it's a soft corner. It's a soft edge. But Buffalo's got great perimeter speed. They're closing the pocket. And if I'm Derek, look, I don't want to take a chance with that finger, so I don't know why you want to do those things.
Well, Blake Bortles did it against him last week. Now play action. They circle out Latavius Murray. The pocket gets pushed by Darius, and Derek will throw it away. By Marcel Darius just pushed the whole pocket back there, and Derek got off that hit. He was chased out by Kyle Williams, their defensive tackle, after a little play action. But again, going back to why Derek is pulling it and running it, Blake Bortles just gashed him on that play repeatedly. But Blake's a big, strong guy who will run it a little bit, Tom, and Derek has the bad pinky finger on his throwing hand. Curious the Raiders would use that play twice today and put him into a harm's way.
Yeah, you got to do what you do best, and that's not one of the things that the Raiders do best.
3rd down and 9. They're showing a blitz from the safety wide. Do they go and cover 0? No, they're going to roll back. Just showing it now. They're going to 2 safeties high on 3rd down and 9. There's pressure in the middle. Carr throws, dropped. It was touched there, but good coverage there. Seth Roberts on the crossing route, and buzzing with him is Corey Graham. Their safety, who's a converted corner, recovers very well. So the Raiders go 3 and out. They did blitz the middle backer, Brown. Came right in the middle of the front, Zach Brown, Link. And Roberts got both hands on that ball, but he was well covered by the safety right on his hip.
Yeah, but as you mentioned, got both hands on the ball, should have caught it. The Raiders that time picked up the blitz. They did have a little linebacker blitz, but they did a good job at sealing at the middle and giving Carr a solid pocket.
Yeah, he sure did. Solid pocket. It wasn't a very, it was a good blitz, but not a difficult blitz. And the Raiders just have to make the play. Their Raiders just aren't making plays.
Again, they motion Andre Holmes. They're doing it repeatedly. Bad punt by Marquette. It'll take a Buffalo bounce. They finally down it there. Corey James does. He twirled that ball around, and they're just off today. Raiders are back on the field defensively, Link, minus their rookie round 1 pick, Carl Joseph, who was hobbling over on the Raiders sideline.
Got an official report, guys. It's a foot injury and his questionable return. It's diagnosed as a foot injury, questionable return.
T.J. Carey is in, playing in kind of a hybrid safety corner role. Tyrod Taylor out of the shotgun, plenty of time, throws middle, dropped by Brandon Tate. A flag came in very late at the end of the play here over on the Buffalo sideline. It's going to be a defensive hold on the Raiders, I think, on David Amerson against Sammy Watkins. Here's Bill Vinovich.
Prior to the pass, holding, defense number 29, 5-yard penalty, automatic first down.
Sammy Watkins in the first half was targeted 3 times, caught 2 for just 32 yards. They were each 16 yards in length early in the game. He is playing with not quite a fractured foot, maybe a Liz Frank or a Jones fracture on that foot, but in any event, he's a little compromised, but still dangerous. They play action to Gillisley. Tyrod Taylor throws an out-cut left. Nice pitch and catch. Easy one to Marquise Goodwin. He's got speed up the field. Tom just ran Sean Smith off that route, and on the comeback, he picks up 12 more and another Buffalo first down inside the Raider 40-yard line.
Yeah, Goodwin listed as probably their fastest guy, fastest wide receiver, one of the fastest guys on the team. Only 5'9", but you got to respect that speed.
Now the Raiders do bring in Nate Allen. He's playing single high. It's a play action. Taylor to Shady McCoy, looking left, going to throw a bomb. He just throws the ball away. As he was looking to go to Goodwin, he got bumped off his route by Sean Smith. Nick O'Leary, the tight end, also ran a deep over there, but I think Tyrod Taylor just threw it away. One thing Tyrod will do, he's not very accurate, around 62% on the year, but he will throw the ball down the field. With all the play action faking, they get separation. They don't have Robert Woods today, nor Percy Harvin, but as Tom mentioned, they have Goodwin, who's fast. They have Sammy Watkins, who's fast. They've got some ways to get down the field if they want to pop one. There's a 2nd and 10 on the Raider 38-yard line. They surround him with backs and tight ends. They run McCoy straight ahead, breaks a tackle, and again, jump cutting. He's very close to another Buffalo first down inside the Raider 30-yard line.
Boy, he just froze Riley Jr. in the hole, guys.
Yeah. He's so good.
And
just shy of the first down, though, on the 29. He gained 9. It'll be 3rd down and 1.
He froze him in the hole, Link, and the offensive line of Buffalo is just manhandling the middle of the line.
They're having their way, and even on the pass plays that Tyrod Taylor's been trying to complete, he's had plenty of time.
Now they go into a true eye. Gillisley the tail. Lead play by Felton. A bone-jarring kick-out block. What a block there on Bruce Irvin. And Gillisley has the Buffalo first down as they're on the Raider 25-yard line. This is a lot of the college stuff with Taylor and the shotgun. They're not running the jet sweep motion as much today, minus Percy Harvin. But on top of that length, this quarterback will get under center. They will give you the unbalanced line. They'll counter and trap you and pull you and run a very sophisticated NFL power running game with all the college motion stuff.
When he's under center, they're running the classic short yardage offense. Matter of fact, we ran it when Aaron Cromer was with us under Bill Callahan and John Gruden.
That was the Gillisley touchdown. There's a play action. Taylor throws left. Watkins stopped his route. Sean Smith drove on it, and the ball is wide. As Sammy Watkins ran a slant time on Sean Smith, and the ball was delivered there in a bad spot. Sean Smith drove on that one and didn't quite play the ball well, but he took the route away. Could have intercepted that ball.
Yeah, the ball had been thrown better. He might have intercepted it, but that time it was just he just took it away, and all of a sudden Sammy Watkins just stopped.
2nd and 10. Buffalo on the Raider 24-yard line. 11:20 to play, third quarter. Buffalo up 17-9. Look at a motion. Felton, the big fullback to the left of Tyrod Taylor. Shady McCoy behind. They pull the fullback. Another big block, and Shady McCoy powers down to the Raider 15-yard line. Felton is getting fired up. What a lead blocking fullback performance we're seeing today, Link. He pulled around that time. He was to the left of the quarterback in the gun. He came around to the right and just had another tremendous lead block there.
Yeah, had a KO block right there. You know, I like the pancake blocks. I have to give him credit where credit is due.
Malcolm Smith.
He had Malcolm Smith hit him hard, too.
This fullback, Tom, is just laying people out today.
Well, he's laying them out, but also there was a gaping hole there that had break through after the block.
3rd and 2, quick throw out right. Marquise Goodwin. A little out pivot there on Amerson, first down. By Buffalo offensively is just humming. Anthony Lynn, their offensive coordinator, dialing it up and smiling. Just a quick little out cut to Goodwin, who has the speed on Amerson. Picks up 5 on 3rd and 2. And the Bills are again inside the red zone. At 10:30 to play in a third quarter that Buffalo was just dominated. The stat sheet is tight. The first half score was 10-9, but it just feels like Buffalo is dominating this game, more than showing on the scoreboard or the box score. Here's Tyrod Taylor looking left, throws, caught. Sammy Watkins, an in cut, tackled by T.J. Carey on the Raider 5-yard line. Sammy Watkins jumps up after a 6-yard gain. Again, he was the Buffalo's #1 pick, the 4th overall selection in 2014, right before the Raiders took Khalil Mack. The Buffalo Bills could have chosen Mack right in their backyard in Buffalo at the University of Buffalo, but they went with Watkins, a great receiver out of Clemson. He's had some injury issues, but he's a tremendous player. 2nd and 4 from the 5. Nate Allen is back in on the goal line defense here. They put Tyrod Taylor in the gun. They're going to surround him. Brandon Tate, the receiver behind him. They give it to Gillisley on a draw. He will power down to the goal line. He did not score, but he may have picked up the first down. And he's got breakaway speed, Link, but he's also 220 pounds. Cordy Glenn, their left tackle, with a nice block there. Boy, they've got it going on the ground right now. Power running, and the Shady McCoy, they're doing whatever they want. He ran right over Perry Riley Jr. and pushed that forward right to the, he's not quite going to get the first down.
Well, they're going to measure it to find out. But you know what? They're actually able to dial up anything they want to. They're having success, be it run or pass. And then when it's in the passing game, even though Tyrod Taylor is not exactly as accurate as some other quarterbacks, he's got plenty of time to sit back here and do everything. So Buffalo's having their way with the defense right now.
They're bringing the chain gang out from the Raiders sideline. Vinovich going to look it over. They're going to be short by about a half a football length. It'll be 3rd down and about a foot. So what do the Bills do now? They look over to their sideline. Anthony Lynn, their offensive coordinator, just called the game from the press box level. Turned the whole year around. Greg Roman, a good coach, but he got fired after the 0-2 start. And Buffalo won 4 in a row. After that, they lost 3. But then coming out of their bye, they've won 2 in a row at Cincinnati. And last Sunday, they beat Jacksonville in Orchard Park. 3rd down and 1. Now they're going to put Taylor under center or in the gun. Looks like the gun. He's got Felton to his right, the fullback. He has Gillisley behind him in the pistol. They go slot left, Brandon Tate inside of Hunter. Hunter's the big jump ball guy. 4 touchdown catches on the year. Now they're going to motion Tate again behind. They give it to Gillislee. It'll power to the goal line, and no indication now. Now it is touchdown Buffalo. Mike Gillislee with his second rushing touchdown here. And the Buffalo Bills with 3 rushing touchdowns. 2 by Gillislee, 1 by the quarterback, Tyrod Taylor. They have 23 rushing touchdowns on the year. They'll bring in Carpenter to try to stretch this lead out to 24-9.
Good old 14 blast.
Yeah.
Nothing simple. I mean, nothing fancy about it. Just 14 blasts.
Where's Zach Crockett?
Wait, you notice how many?
Same play, huh?
Yeah, exactly right. You know how many Raider linemen there were in the end zone. That shows who won that play.
Jihad Ward got stood up on the goal line.
When you catch, you're going to end up in the end zone. You can't catch. You got to get your shoulders down as low as theirs and go forward, not backwards.
Matt McGloin is warming up on the Raiders sideline. There's Dan Carpenter with the point after, and it is good. On the second play of the third quarter, they were outscored 18-0, and Carolina scored 3 touchdowns, did not convert after a single touchdown. And the Raiders have been badly outplayed again in the third quarter today. That was a 10-play, 54-yard drive, Buffalo's second drive for a touchdown in this quarter to stretch their lead to 24-9. They've outscored the Raiders 14-0 in the quarter. Here's the kickoff by Carpenter. Again, a strong leg, and that'll be a touchback. The Raiders and Derek Carr continuing at quarterback will take over on their 25-yard line. As we pause 10 seconds for station identification, you're listening to Compass Media Networks. This is the NFL. Greg Popovich, Flores and Oakland, Lincoln Kennedy on the Raiders sideline. They put Derek Carr into a pistol. Now they're going to go empty it out. Jalen Richard goes out left. Buffalo's playing zone. Nobody follows him. They widen out their secondary. Here's Carr looking left time, throws middle, caught by Clive Walford. They drop Kyle Williams back to cover him, and the big D tackle has to run him down from behind. Clive Walford across the 40, up to around the 43, 44-yard line. Good run there by Clive, who had his best game as a pro last week. Big conversion on third down and a touchdown catch right after. And it'll bring the Raiders to their 43-yard line, first down and 10 on their 43. Kyle Williams left the field after that play. Gun run to Richard coming right. They're all around it. Gary Hughes Link got backfield penetration. The inside linebacker Preston Brown pushed it back inside. Lorenzo Alexander, there was 10 sacks on the year, the former Raider. They were all over that with their linebacking core.
Well, Austin Howard took a terrible set when he tried to set up like the draw almost action, but he invited inside and it just disrupted the play.
Latavius Murray is back in as Jalen Richard got only a yard out of that play. 2nd and 9. Derek in the gun. Murray to his right. Michael Crabtree and Walford are right. Robertson, Cooper are left. Derek back, throws middle, caught. Seth Roberts gets pounded. The linebacker Zach Brown hit him, and the safety Corey Graham finished him off, but he held the ball top. And he found the soft spot in their zone between the linebacker and the safety level. And he picks up the first down, a gain of 14 yards.
Yeah, that's been the soft spot all day long, right in the middle of the field. And Derek's taking advantage of it right now. All those sets took a pretty good hit.
Buffalo playing a lot of zone coverage today. They faked the gun run. They bubbled it to Seth Roberts and Amari Cooper with a iffy block there on Stephon Gilmore. Roby Coleman, their nickel, came over to make the tackle to hold that to a short gain. Kyle Williams, who left a few plays earlier, comes back into the Buffalo front as the Raiders are going to quick snap the Bills, or at least they're huddling up fast, no huddle, and they're up on the line. 2nd and 6, Raiders on the Buffalo 38-yard line. 7 minutes to go, third quarter. Bills lead 24-9 in Oakland. Gun run, Murray coming right, cuts inside, first down, all the way inside the Buffalo 25-yard line. They finally were able to pop a gun run there in the middle of the Buffalo front. And the Tay train, Latavius Murray, with a 14-yard gallop.
Again, it was raiding the linebackers. The linebackers were shifted over to the offense's left, so he had a natural hole on the right side. Good read.
Austin Howard, a much better block on that play. Here's Derek out of the gun, going to throw a seam route low, but caught by Michael Crabtree on the 5-yard line, Tom. The fact that he threw it low was probably a good thing, because the safety, Corey Graham, was sitting there, but Michael had to go way behind him and down to the ground to take that right off the top of the grass, secure the catch, a 19-yard gain. They're going fast. Raiders back up on the ball. First and goal to go 5 yard line.
Murray's uncovered.
Derek going to clap fast, going to throw a lob for Murray.
They called a timeout.
Timeout was called, Link. Hold on, man. Hold on. Latavius Murray motioned out right. The linebacker did get out on him, Zach Brown, and Buffalo called a timeout as they were scrambling, as the Raiders often, at least they did early in the year, then they kind of stopped doing it, Tom. They got up on the ball fast, trying to get Buffalo to not align properly. And one thing the Bills have had a hard time with, not just this year, but last year, and they have brought in Rex's twin brother, Rob Ryan, the former Raider defensive coordinator, single the plays, and miscommunication a lot from their sideline to the huddle. But that was just the Raider tempo as they went to Latavius Murray against Zach Brown, the linebacker. Now they are going to bring in now Link Menelik Watson. So they went to an empty set that time in a spread formation, and now at least they're going to show a formation of jumbo. Menelik will be announced as eligible here.
Well, a touchdown right now is what they're looking for. A field goal is not. It's an option, but it's not really the option they're looking for. They need to score a touchdown. They need to go into this fourth
quarter. Touchdown all day.
Yeah, they haven't scored a touchdown all day, and they need to get some momentum to go into the fourth quarter where they have been there at their best all year.
And they are down 15 points. Derek asking for the play call to come in again from Bill Musgrave. The play clock is not restarted. They are huddled up. And now Vinovich will wind the clock. So the play clock will start now. First and goal to go. Raiders trying to get in their black hole end zone. They're on the Buffalo 5. They have Cooper and Crabtree left. They have Roberts right. Murray to the left of Derek in the shotgun. They're going to motion Crabtree. Buffalo just sliding over with linebackers. A designed roll. And Derek going to throw the ball away now, as it was a sprint right to the right side, and it got rolled up on. And he had nowhere to go as he tried to throw it to the front pylon. And Michael Crabtree, the Buffalo had that well covered.
Yeah, they had half the team over there.
Ramon Humber came in, former Indianapolis Colt and New Orleans Saint, to cover on the goal line. Second and goal, Raiders on the Buffalo 5. Raiders need a touchdown here. They're down 24-9 with 6:06 to go, third quarter. Again, Derek in the gun, Murray to his right, 2 by 2. Walford and Crabtree right, Roberts and Cooper left. Derek looks it over. He brings in Walford now tight right. Buffalo comes down. They gun run Murray off the left side, a cutback, and he'll get stood up and dropped on the 2-yard line. Link, was that again a check with me where he counted the light Buffalo box and brought Walford in and ran the slant off the left side?
That's exactly right, and that's why Murray, the moment he got the ball, went outside, because he saw it was this very soft edge. And they were protecting the inside, but he saw the soft edge, and that's why he ran outside.
You know, you mentioned this earlier, though. That was a 2 by 2. And then when he checked to the run, he brought Walford in, and that's a clear indicator to Buffalo it's going to be a run play.
Yes, that's right.
Third down and goal to go. 3-yard line. Now they go empty. Derek in the gun, slot left. Roberts and Amari Cooper right. Andre Holmes, the big target in the middle with Rivera and Crabtree right. Third and goal, 3-yard line. Derek takes the snap, looks right. Nothing open. Now going to throw back in the end zone. Caught by Michael Crabtree. Touchdown, Raiders. Boy, Lanky had a long time to look that over on the goal line. So unusual. No pressure from Rex Ryan's team on the goal line. They played coverage, and ultimately, Derek must have had a good 3 or 4 seconds there to hit Michael Crabtree in the back of the end zone.
Guys, they actually had Darius, their nose guard, playing spy. He didn't rush. He backed off. But what they did, they bracketed the inside receivers, both Andre Holmes and Rivera, and try to take away that seam route and that stuff inside to him.
Yeah, they manned on the outside, and Crabtree ran a nice route. It just took his time, and the protection was excellent. You're right. It was actually what it amounted to was a 2-man rush.
Yeah, and the extra point is made by Janikowski to make it an 8-point game. Now one score, 24-16. Darius just stood up trying to obstruct Derek's vision. He almost deflected that pass. He may have gotten a fingernail on the ball, but Derek was able to squeeze it in there. His foot was in a boot, so they started Paxton Lynch, the rookie, and they still won in Jacksonville 20-10. Kansas City, and a crazy ending. Eric Berry going for a 2-point conversion. Matt Ryan was to stretch Atlanta's lead from 1-3. Berry intercepted, ran it back, and Kansas City won by a point on that play. And also New England won today. Here's the kickoff by Janikowski. Brandon Tate will take it out of the end zone. Nice tackle by Andre Holmes. Bad neck and shoulder at all. Tate is dropped on the Buffalo 14-yard line. Very nicely done. New England beat the Rams 26-10. So New England has gone to 10-2. Raiders need to get there with a win today at 10-2. Kansas City won. They're 9-3. And Denver won to get to 8-4. So the Raiders need to win this game to get to 10-2 before their big showdown game at Arrowhead coming up on Thursday. That last Raider drive was 75 yards, their best drive of the day, to cut the deficit to one score at 8 points. Here comes Tyrod Taylor and the Buffalo Bills now. Actually, they go Wildcat. Shady McCoy will take the direct snap off the left side, and they're holding Sean Smith there blatantly. And as the young receiver Lewis, don't call there. That's twice Buffalo's gone to a different formation. They had earlier in the game E.J. Manuel coming link, and that time Shady McCoy took a direct snap.
And he's down, guys. He's still down on the turf.
Rashawn Shady McCoy is hurt. He is down after that Wildcat run. He has been plagued by injuries all year. One of the great running backs in football is writhing over on pain up against the Raiders sideline. The Bills are all taking a knee. He will take a break here. 4:57 to play, third quarter. Mike Gillisley will come in. Shady McCoy, 14 carries today, 127 yards of Buffalo's 197. But Gillisley has scored 2 touchdowns, 7 carries, 49 yards. Look at a direct snap, but again this time to Gillisley, as Buffalo's done that repeatedly, sending Taylor out twice in a row. They've done that, and the Raiders are ready for it, and they stack it up on second down, a short gain. That'll bring up a third down and 4. Big Dan Williams on the tackle. One thing we should note, the Raiders are -2 of their interior linemen today. We mentioned it earlier, but we got to repeat it. Stacey McGee missing his 3rd game out of 4 with an ankle, and Darius Latham also with an ankle injury last week. So the Raider interior front has certainly been compromised in personnel with the injuries to those 2 players. Jonathan Williams, a rookie round 5 running back out of Arkansas, in for the Bills. Taylor going to fluff it to him, roll right and throw off the hand of Sammy Watkins. Incomplete. Nice coverage there by T.J. Carey. Tom, as they fake the run left to the rookie Williams, rolled the quarterback right. Sammy Watkins got open. Tyrod threw it a bit errantly, got him on one hand, and good coverage there. Good tight coverage by T.J. Carey, and also some pressure from Bruce Irvin in his face.
Yeah, Tyrod had somebody right in his face. That was Bruce Irvin. It was right in his face, so he had to throw over him, and he had to rush his throw.
They didn't block him, Link. They just rolled him to the backside end, and he kind of put heat on Taylor. There's Colton Schmidt into punt. The Raiders will get the ball back here. Colton Schmidt, and there again a short punt, returnable. Bouchard takes it out of the air into Buffalo territory and dropped on the Buffalo 38-yard line. Colton Schmidt mishit that ball badly. Only a 35-yard punt, and it was very low. Corey Graham made the tackle, but not a good effort, not a good day for Colton Schmidt. 20-yard return by Jalen Richard because the ball was hit so low by Colton Schmidt. This franchise has had a history of great punters. Your buddy Paul McGuire in the 60s and Brian Moorman throughout the decade of the 2000s, one of the best in football. And Colton Schmidt is having a struggle today. Raiders now take over on the Buffalo 38-yard line. What a drive start. Derek goes in the gun. Raiders are down a score, 24-16. Roberts and Cooper go right. Crabtree outside the numbers left. Walford tight left. Now they empty the backfield. Tywan Jones goes right. Carr crossing route. Nice catch by Crabtree. And he's tackled and had his helmet taken off again by Zach Brown. This one was pried off by Brown several times, 4 or 5 if you count the preseason. Michael has had his helmet dislodged, but he caught that ball, Tom, and that was a hard catch. He had to fully extend over the middle to pluck that one for a 4-yard gain.
Yeah, that was just a short crossing route underneath all the others, and the Bills playing a zone, taking away everything down the field, so that was a good, safe throw.
Well, Sean McCoy is riding a stationary bike over on the Buffalo sideline, so it's probably a leg problem. Or maybe they're trying to get his heart rate up to see if he can pass a concussion test. Here's Derek Carr. Richard to his right. Gun run. Big hole. 30. 25. 20. Breaks a tackle. 15. Put him on the 12-yard line. Jalen Richard, the pocket rocket length, right through the middle of the Buffalo front for 22 yards.
Great run. Great guy. But I'm watching Donald Penn, guys. Something's going on with the left tackle. Penn, he's a strong guy, tough guy. I'm watching him right now. Keep an eye on him. He's limping.
Going back to the huddle, he's limping. Raiders have reached the Buffalo Wild Wings red zone. Buffalo Wild Wings, wings, beer, sports. They're trying to tie Buffalo. They're going to go jumbo. Vidal Alexander comes in. 1st and 10, Raiders on the Buffalo 13-yard line. Donald Penn gets down at left tackle. Derek going to move Seth Robertson tighter right. He has Richard to his left. Gun run coming right. Good block by Seth Roberts. Breaks a tackle, and he's dropped on the 10-yard line by Seth Roberts. A good blocking slot receiver, Tom. They were able to motion him in just enough to help secure that edge. Not a big gain, but Roberts sealing that edge was able to pop him for a 3-yard run.
Yeah, he got a 3-yard run. Good running, and keep the ball moving. Keep the ball moving. Don't spend a lot of time in the huddle, and that's what they're doing.
2nd down, 7, Raiders on the Buffalo 10. They go slot left. Roberts inside of Crabtree with Michael Rivera tight left. So 3 are left. The backfield's empty. Latavius Murray in the right slot inside of Amari Cooper. 3 are left, or 2 are right. 2nd and 7, 10-yard line. Snap from Hudson to Carr. Carr throws. Cut! Michael Rivera. 1st and goal to go Raiders on the 1-yard line. They pushed him back, but his forward progress should be at the 1 or 2-yard line. Zach Brown, the middle linebacker link, shoved him back. But Buffalo is playing so much zone here, and they are dropping, and even on the goal line, they're giving the Raiders some big areas in the middle of their defense.
Well, you remember that 2-man rush they had the last time the Raiders were down here? They did that again. Again, the nose guard stood up, stood in the middle, was watching Derek Size try to follow and try to knock down the center passes. But you're right, rush 2, drop 9, playing a whole lot of zone.
Raiders are going jumbo here. Vidal Alexander is in. He lines up to the left of Penn. Rivera outside of him. They put Derek in the gun. Alawale gets low as a lead blocker, offset right. They give it to Murray. Murray going to hurdle into the end zone. Touchdown! Raiders! They are not going for 2 to tie the game. They're going to bring in Janikowski here with 57 seconds to go in the 3rd quarter to cut Buffalo's lead to 24-23. They're not going to go for 2, even though the Raiders are 4 for 5 this year, Tom, on 2-point conversions.
Well, they're probably confident they're going to get the ball back anyway, and they're going to score. That was a nice hole in the middle of that offensive line.
Oh, you're right about that, Coach. That time the offensive line owned the Buffalo Bills defense and scored with their men, and that's why that hole was so big.
And that time the Tay-Train got off the tracks a little bit. He got airborne to jump over the top of the pile to get the Raiders the touchdown. Janikowski with the point after, and it is good. Janikowski makes the point after. He hit it off the right upright, and it ricocheted in. So the Raiders do get the point and make it 24-23. Derek Carr played his first game in the NFL in New Jersey, MetLife Stadium against the Jets. Rex Ryan blitzed him all day that day, as you would a young quarterback, Tom. I think it's a great statement to Derek and his ability to see the field and be well prepared and execute throws, bad pinky and all, that Rex Ryan is not blitzing him today.
Yeah, he's worried about Derek, and he's also worried about all his array of receivers. They're all equal in making plays.
When Rex plays Tom Brady, and he's played him a lot as the head coach of the New York Jets and now the Buffalo Bills, he does not blitz Brady. He knows he'll take a slow death as opposed to a quick one against Brady. He's using the same thing against Derek Carr. Here's the kickoff by Janikowski. It goes to the back edge of the black hole south end zone for a touchback. It's interesting. Shady McCoy Link is coming back into the game for Buffalo. So he was on the exercise bike, the stationary bike, either to get his heart rate up, but maybe just wasn't sure if it was a concussion.
Yeah.
So a leg, he may have just been trying to loosen up his lower body.
You know, when he was down on the ground, he was talking to the doctors. They weren't checking him out any specific, limb or anything like that. That's why I thought he was a little bit sleepy. It might have been almost like concussion protocol, but he's back.
We'll see how he is now. He's had an assortment of injuries throughout his career. He had a dislocated thumb and had surgery and just came back. And also he's had a hamstring problem. 1st and 10, Buffalo on their 25-yard line, up a point. Tyrod Taylor, the quarterback, going to take the shotgun snap, look right, step up and throw. It is broken up. He went to Sammy Watkins. Good coverage there by T.J. Carey, who was playing a strong game in that very difficult inside nickel corner slot position, Tom, for DJ Hayden. And DJ's going to have to play the rest of the year in that spot with DJ going on IR yesterday with a hamstring. He played that well on Sammy Watkins.
Yeah, he did. He closed well.
Got right up his left hip and with the left hand reached in there cleanly and knocked the ball away. Nate Allen continues to play in the Raider deep secondary. Reggie Nelson with Carl Joseph out with a foot injury. Now they put him into the pistol. Tyrod Taylor. He has Shady behind. It's a draw. He's hopping and jumping each direction. The Raiders have him hemmed in that time. Nowhere to run and nowhere to hide. Bruce Irvin very nicely kept him inside, would not let him jump cut outside, and then they all jumped on him, led by Danico Autry.
That's exactly the way you're supposed to play that defense. Bruce Irvin has got force, he's got containment, and that's exactly what he did. When Shady went to look to go outside, there was nowhere for him to go. Bruce then turned it back in, and the rest of the Raiders corralled him.
20 seconds to go, third quarter. Buffalo 6 for 10 on third down today. They face a challenging one here, though, third down and 10. They have 3 receivers go right. They sing it up, Sammy Watkins on Sean Smith left, and they false start. False start, Buffalo.
False start. Offense number 77.
Cody Glenn, their left tackle.
Still third down.
The noise level just went up, Greg.
It's going to get louder as we start this fourth quarter. We're going to have another pulsating fourth quarter. The Raiders with 5 comebacks in the fourth quarter this year, including last Sunday against Carolina, and Derek Carr is the best fourth quarter quarterback in football. And now they're going to wind the clock, and that'll be the last play of the third quarter. After the false start, they'll pick up the clock, and that's it. We are going to the fourth quarter. The Raiders' time to win football games as they try to get to 10-2. First play of the fourth quarter, 3rd and 15. Buffalo, Tyrod Taylor to Sammy Watkins, broken up beautifully. David Amerson playing that like a safety. Able to come downhill, Tom. He was deeper than Watkins. TJ Carey may have had the initial coverage, but he played that like a safety downhill. Played it late in the route and timed it beautifully
and Taylor,
to pop him.
I'll tell you, Tyrod Taylor just laid that in there very softly.
Yeah.
That was not a very well-thrown ball.
Not at all. He guided that one when he needed to power it. E.J. Manuel, their backup quarterback, has a much better throwing arm. First-round draft pick has just not been able to play. Colton Schmidt now will punt it away. The Raiders almost blocked that punt. They almost got it. Andre Holmes almost blocked the punt, and Colton Schmidt punts it out of bounds into the Buffalo sideline. By Andre Holmes, bad shoulder and neck at all. They've been motioning him all day as a gunner, Tom. Still being very effective. He almost blocked that punt.
Wow.
Just missed it. 35-yarder by Colton Schmidt, who has had the jitters today. Later in the game, we will name the Geico drive of the game. What does it mean when Geico says just 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance? It means you probably should have gone to Geico.com 15 minutes ago. The final 15 minutes has been the Raiders' time. I think it's George Blanda and Snake Stabler back in the 70s all over again. The Raiders have outscored their opponents 109-90. In the fourth quarter, Derek Carr, the best fourth quarter quarterback in football, and they have 5 come from behind fourth quarter wins. Pistol formation. Carr, play action to Murray, going to roll right. With Shaq Lawson in his face, he grounds the ball. He had Seth Roberts there in the right flat, but Buffalo took that away. Shaq Lawson is an impressive player. The way he's maintained contain on the edges. They've tried to get him to bite a couple of times. He was their first-round draft pick out of Clemson against a shoulder operation in May. Derailed his rookie year time, but he looks like a good player.
Yeah, he does. He's very agile, and he's very he doesn't go for the fake, so he's out there with good leverage.
We're watching a replay of that last Colton Schmidt punt. Andre Holmes just missed blocking that. 2nd and 10. Raiders on their 41. Carr back, steps up. Cox now throws a high rainbow. Michael Crabtree adjusts and drops the ball. Oh, he made a nice in-flight adjustment to the ball. Went up and won the battle with Kevon Seymour, the rookie, Tom, and then he just dropped the ball.
Yeah, those are the kinds that he usually catches. And he comes off the field. I think he hurt his left hand.
Maybe a finger link, but he made such a great adjustment on the flight of the ball. He did not push off either, but then the ball was back towards the middle, and the safety, Ihedebo, was there to knock it away. Is Crabtree okay?
As far as I know, guys, I think he might have just came out because he was winded.
That's his left hand. They're retaping his left hand a little bit. 3rd down and 10. Raiders on their 41. Carr in the gun. Roberts and Cooper slotted left. Rivera and Holmes go right. Carr steps up, throws high. What a catch by Michael Crabtree! A back shoulder seam plus a flag. That's going to be hitting the defenseless receiver and 15 extra yards. What a great catch by Michael Rivera, as the ball time was a seam route, but Derek threw it back shoulder on the seam away from the coverage. Excellent pitch and catch there by Carr and Rivera.
Plus probably add another 15 yards.
I think so. They are huddling here, but that looked like a helmet to helmet, and they should add 15 more, which would put the ball at around the 20-yard line. Bill Vinovich
Pass is complete. There is no foul for contact to the helmet. The hit was legal, shoulder to shoulder. First down.
You have to see a replay. As they did conference, he got his entire crew together to look it over, and they decided that the hit was not illegal, but Rivera ran a seam route on Corey White, and the ball was so beautifully placed outside. He had a ball hit him, and I have to agree with that, Tom. He did lead with a shoulder, and he also got him low enough. It was shoulder to shoulder, not helmet to helmet.
Yeah.
You agree?
Yep, I agree.
Raiders will take it on the 37 is where they mark that down. 37-yard line, they go jumbo. Liddell Alexander lines up at Donald Penn left. Walford left of that. Quick 360 spin around after a play action. A lob too high and almost intercepted. Derek missed Andre Holmes there on the sit-down route. Interesting play. I'm not sure, like we've seen that action before. Derek, a play action, a complete 360 spin, came back left, and he had the big target Holmes, and he overthrew him right in the area where Stephon Gilmore was lurking, and he has 4 interceptions this year.
Well, you know what? We've been running so successfully out of the pistol. This is just a little change-up action to keep him honest, a little play action, and that's exactly what you saw. He had him wide open, but just a high throw.
And Derek got to the run fast, 360 spin, ball out quick. 2nd and 10, 37-yard line of Buffalo. Raiders are down 1 point. Richard lines up to Derek's right. He claps 3 times. Hudson pointing out the blitzers. Here they come from all different levels. Carr going to throw a lob right sideline. Amari Cooper's got it. 5 down to the goal line. He's in. Touchdown! Raiders! 37-yarder over the top to Amari Cooper as they pick on the rookie from USC, Kevon Seymour, and the Raiders at last have the lead.
Guys, if you remember that last play, if you remember, that was a check with me again where Buffalo loaded the box. Jalen Richard, the running back, pointed out the safety coming down, and that's when Derek decided to go up top with the double move.
Sluggo! They slant and go, Tom. Amari Cooper with a great slant, got the rookie Seymour to bite, and then went right behind him on the go. The Sluggo, slant and go. They are waiting to confirm the touchdown. If Amari was tackled down, his knee went down.
No, it's a touchdown. It's a touchdown. I'm watching it right now.
Yeah, he's across the goal line.
He's across the goal with his knee hits.
Easily across the goal line. Boy, his body control. Touchdown Raiders. It is 29-24. They're still not going to go for 2 here to make it 7. An extra point here would still leave Buffalo with a touchdown and a mere extra point to go ahead. They're not going for 2. High snap from Kondo, pulled down by Ken Janikowski with the extra point. Somehow the Raiders have gotten to 30. 30! How did they do that? They had 3 field goals in the first half, and now they just go boom, boom, boom. And they've got 3 touchdowns here quickly, and they've taken the lead back. We're going to have to get to Burlington, Tom, before we go to Kansas City on Thursday. It was a bit chilly in Kansas City today. Janikowski will kick away. Chiefs were on the road and won a wild game in the Dome in Atlanta. There's the kickoff and a touchback. Brandon Tate will take a knee in the Buffalo end zone. Here you go. The black hole coming to life. This is Derek Carr. Derek Carr in the 4th quarters of games this year. A quarterback rating over 121. He has now thrown 10 touchdowns in 4th quarters this year. Just 1 INT. Bad finger and all. He comes alive when he needs to. 14 minutes and 8 seconds to go. Raiders up 30-24. Buffalo starts on their 25. Justin Hunter, the big receiver, goes in ghost motion left. They give it to Shady McCoy. And he breaks a tackle, spins off of that hit, and picks up a couple of more. Danico Autry slow to get up. Is he all right? His arm kind of got caught in there. He was involved in the tackle. Remember, he hurt his hand early in the year and was playing with a club on his hand. But he did able to force that back inside Lincoln, hold that to only a 2-yard gain. The elusive Shady McCoy.
Always got to keep contained. Always got to know that you got outside force because Shady's looking for any area he can get out in the space and make people miss.
McCoy now lines up to the left of Tyrod Taylor in the Buffalo shotgun. 2nd and 8, Buffalo. Here's a fake gun run. Taylor back. Taylor looking middle, flushed out to his right. Now this quarterback can run. Autry going to chase. He throws middle. He overthrew the tight end Christian, who got wide open. That's just a bad throw there by Taylor. It's hard. You're being chased by Danico Autry, but he lobbed that one a little bit too much, Tom. Had he hit Christian, Gerald Christian, they just elevated off the practice squad, so they have not had a lot of reps together.
Yeah.
That would have been a big gain for Buffalo.
Yeah, but he had to throw over one of the Raider defenders in order to get it there, and I don't think I think that's why it was overthrown.
Autry. One thing about Taylor, he is not a big quarterback. He's listed at 6'1", Tom, and you think he's even shorter. 3rd down and 8. Bills on their 27. Sammy Watkins goes in motion, followed by T.J. Carey in the slot. T.J., he's all yours. Can you handle Sammy? Left slot on 3rd and 8. Mack a bull rush, pushes the pocket back. Taylor throws it away. And he got hit in the pocket and just threw it out weakly there to the tight end, Nick O'Leary. So nice coverage there. T.J. Carey picked up Sammy Watkins, but Khalil Mack from the University of Buffalo pulled out the Mack truck bull rush move there and just overpowered their right tackle, Jordan Mills.
Yeah, you're right. And this is where you're thankful as a Raider that Tyrod Taylor has some of the poorest accuracy, because he had time, but he just couldn't find a completion.
Khalil got him on the elbow, Tom.
Yeah, and all he saw was Gordon Mills' back coming right at him.
And Khalil just grabbed his elbow as he was coming forward with the ball and forced that ball to be a wobbler in the ground. Here's the punt. And it's taken by Jalen Richard, going to come wide left, gets the edge, 40, gets a block from Holton down the sideline. Colton Schmidt, their punter, will shove him out. Special teams have been a big part of this comeback today.
Guys, we got a flag on the other side of the field, guys.
And it's on the Buffalo 45-yard line. Bill Vinovich and his crew is huddling together. Here is Bill, our referee today.
There in the kick. Holding. Receiving team number 56. 10-yard penalty from the end of the kick. First down.
Well, the key thing is it's from the end of the kick, not from where he held initially, which is going to be advantageous. The drive start's not going to be as good. Well, the Raider drive start, as Link noted, will be on the 15-yard line. Jalen Richard caught that ball on the 25. The Raiders would have had the ball at midfield, but the Darren Bates block in the back. Well, that's much more than just a 10-yard block in the back. Raiders 5 penalties for 45 yards, but it feels like more. Buffalo 6 penalties, 53 yards. Derek in the gun, runs for Jalen Richard. Stephon Gilmore, the only guy that could stop him on that side, shoves it back inside, makes the tackle among others. Brown, one of their inside linebackers, Preston Brown made the tackle, but the pocket rocket picked up 6 yards there. A good block by Michael Crabtree. Raiders setting up a 2nd and 3. Raiders back up on the ball. They're playing with more tempo now. Carr going to throw a quick one, cut by Crabtree. Speeds by Brown, breaks a tackle, and he's all the way up to the 40-yard line. So back-to-back plays. The run by Richard. The quick tempo pass time. They got that out before Buffalo got aligned to gain 18 yards to Crabtree.
Yeah, Buffalo's been lazy all day and lining up on that quick huddle.
And we used to call that guy's uncovered, and Crabtree was uncovered off the line of scrimmage. The linebacker was looking inside. It was easy pitch and catch.
Buffalo does a lot of things defensively, and they just weren't ready for that snap. 1st and 10, Buffalo going to rush 4 here, showing an A-gap blitz from Preston Brown. And a wide gun run to Richard. He comes right back into the middle of the front where Brown, the middle linebacker, makes the tackle on him. You got those 2 Browns right in the middle of the Buffalo defense. Preston Brown and Zach Brown behind their hulking nose tackle, Marcel Darius and Kyle Williams as well. Now Buffalo going to sub out their entire front, going to more of a sleeker look. They're going to bring in Jerry Hughes, great rush end, former Baltimore or Indianapolis Colts, and then Lorenzo Alexander with 10 quarterback sacks on the year. 2nd down and 9. They're going to go empty now. Murray going to motion out right outside of Amari Cooper. Clive Walford is tight left. Derek now audibilizing at the line. We got Robertson, Crabtree left, Cooper and Murray right, and now timeout. Derek audibilized one time, and the play clock was getting down to 0, and he stops the game with a Raider timeout with 11:17 to play in the game. Buffalo with 2 timeouts remaining, and now likewise for the Raiders with 2 timeouts. A lot of checking their check there, Link. They went to the pass rushing group of Hughes and Alexander. The Raiders went empty, and then Derek called an audible, and then he wound up burning a timeout there.
No, he ran out of time. When after he did that last check, the play clock got down. He called that timeout right before it hit 0. But one thing I noticed that he was looking at, there are a lot of teams that like to blitz empty looks, and he wanted to see if Buffalo was going to do that. But the moment they sent Latavius Murray far out right, they checked off. They went vanilla, and they backed up. So Derek had a little bit of a decision time, and of course the play clock ran out on him.
Well, they're known as blitzers, the Ryan brothers. Tom, and of course their dad, Buddy, with that famed 46 defense in Chicago, and the Jets defense that went to the Super Bowl. So many others was known for blitzing, but they're not blitzing today. They're playing Derek Carr with coverage today.
Yeah, they're trying to anyway.
Raiders go empty again. They flip it now. 2 go right. Walford and Murray and 3 left. It is Cooper tight left. Michael Rivera in between Cooper and Crabtree. There's Derek Carr. 2nd and 9, going to be flushed out right by Jerry Hughes, and Marcel Darius runs to the sideline, just throws it away. When scramble drill, one of the guys to go deep, they were shallow and vice versa, but nothing ever uncovered. Just got outside of the tackle box up against the Buffalo sideline and threw it away.
Buffalo,
down 9.
Yeah, Buffalo only rushed 3 that time, but one thing that used for Buffalo collapsed the pocket a little bit, giving Austin Howard a bull rush. I wish he could have held a little bit firmer and maintained that pocket. Might not have forced Derek to have to rush out of there.
In the early downs, he's been playing coverage. Let's see if he goes to a blitz package here, referring to Rex and Rob Ryan. They got that joker front length. Only 2 are down. 3 or 4 are standing up and walking around. Now Lawson gets up. Jerry Hughes is down. Williams is up. Here they come. They're going to bring 5. Carr's flushed out right, throws the ball on the ground to Murray. That time they brought pressure, and they brought it from that joker 2-point stance, and they came quickly, and Derek just threw the ball away. Corey Graham is the guy they can. They've been blitzing him a lot today. Their deep safety, and the Raiders on the blitz package there must punt the ball now. They brought Lorenzo Alexander over the middle of the Raider front. They walk guys around, and you're just not sure. You kind of have an idea who's coming, you're not sure, and they're coming from different spots. Buffalo's going for a punt block now. They have 8 in the middle. Look out for Jerry Hughes in this situation. He blocked one against Seattle on a Monday nighter a couple of weeks ago. They're going for a block in the middle. Marquette King does get it away, though. And Tate will go back, and he'll let it go. It'll bounce on the 5. The Raiders, Tyrod Jones will down it. Andre Holmes will scramble, but Taiwan touched that ball at around the 2-yard line. What work there by Taiwan Jones. That's a tough punt to get away from Marquette King as they were trying to block it, and he nailed it 55 yards. Time for the black hole to be the pit that it's known to be. Buffalo will start on their 4-yard line, right up against the north end zone. 1st and 10. 10:53 to play in the game. The Raiders lead by 6. Tyrod Taylor has Felton to his right. Shady McCoy to his left. He'll drop and throw from the end zone. Holds it. Ball got hit. It's up in the air. It's intercepted by Nate Allen on the Buffalo 16-yard line. He gets up and runs back, but they touched him down. The ball got hit by Khalil Mack as Tyrod Taylor, Tom, just was standing in the end zone for eternity and just waited and waited and waited, and Khalil Mack, like he did last time, just got in there and tipped his arm, and the ball went straight up in the air, and Nate Allen intercepted it. What a break. The first turnover of the game's a big one, as Khalil Mack just got him from behind. Did he tip the ball? I think he just touched the ball.
Man, how often have we seen Khalil come through with some clutch plays? That's why he's going to be all pro. Definitely coming up and aiding that interception right there for Nate Allen.
And he may be the defensive player of the year after what he did last week against Carolina.
Very true.
Tyrod Taylor waited a long time, and Khalil ran the loop link, and I couldn't quite see if he got the ball or his arm.
I think he got the ball with the replay I saw.
The ball went straight up in the air, Tom. He got the ball.
He got the ball.
He got the back of the ball.
Yes, he did.
And it was better he didn't block it. He just tipped the back of the ball, and it just fluttered straight up in the air, and Allen plucked it. Now out of a pistol, Derek with Murray behind. They give it to Murray straight ahead. Well, they didn't block the front at all. Lorenzo Alexander, Lincoln, normally is on the outside of their defense. This last couple of times been lining up over the middle in the A and B gaps, and he just came unblocked there to stuff that back.
Well, you know what, again, now they were starting to read the pistol, the fact that the Raiders have done this consistently all day, and I saw both ends kind of pinch in. There was nowhere for Latavius to go once he got the football.
He lost a yard. 2nd 11 Raiders on the Buffalo 17-yard line. Derek in the gun. Seth Roberts, Michael Crabtree slotted right. Amari Cooper is singled up left against Stephon Gilmore. Richard to Derek's left. They draw him out of the gun straight ahead. 10. Hit by Ihedebo and runs right over him. Boy, the pocket rocket is tough. He hit him right at the 10-yard line. Ihedebo is a tough run-playing type safety, and Richard was able to push him back. That time they ran in the middle behind Rodney Hudson-Link and got 9 of the 11 back to set up a 3rd down and 2.
Derek, go ahead, Coach.
No, that was just a standard draw, but we got bodies on bodies and let the little guy run, and the little guy is powerful.
Because they're playing so much zone coverage, it's actually a good call because they were backing up and playing soft. Derek recognized that the middle of that zone was very soft.
Nice block there by Rodney Hudson on Kyle Williams, who was 2-gapping here on that play. Big play. Timeout again will be called by Derek Carr. Play clock was getting down. Boy, they were in the huddle a long time after that 2nd down play. So it's 3rd down and 2, and the Raiders have used 2 of their 3 second-half timeouts.
Yeah, Derek a little frustrated there that the play got in so late, I guess, because he's pointing at the clock.
Bill Musgrave again calling plays this entire year at the press box level, something he's had to get used to. He did call plays at the press box level a couple of different times for George Seifert when he was the offensive coordinator for Georgia and Carolina, and also in college football for Al Groh when Al was the head coach at the University of Virginia. This is a big play. A field goal here would give you a 2-score lead at 33-24, and you're set up for that chippy field goal, but a touchdown here would really make it tough on Tyrod Taylor and the Buffalo team to come back, Tom, because they're just not built for him to drop back and throw. They need to have the running game, and the play action throws off the running game.
Yeah, exactly right.
Raiders are in the huddle now. Bill Musgrave gets the call into Derek Carr. Bill Vinovich will begin to wind the 25-second play clock. And here we go. 9 minutes and 20 seconds to play. Raiders trying to get to 10-2 and stay on top in the AFC West, going to Kansas City for a showdown on Thursday. They go pistol. Murray's behind Carr. Cooper singled up right on Seymour, the rookie. Derek looks it over, and it's a gun run straight ahead. Pistol run. Murray, 1st down Raiders. Able to power straight ahead inside the 5. 1st and goal to go Raiders on the Buffalo 3-yard line link. They may be predictable on the pistol, but they just ran straight ahead behind the middle of their front. Hudson flanked by those 2 big guards, Osemele and Jackson, and they moved that Buffalo front backwards.
Oh, there's no mistake about it that time, guys. That's just a simple dive, and that's when you come over at a timeout. I'm going to put it in your hands, and he got behind that big offensive line. They moved the entire Bills front back.
They may do it again. Now they bring in Alawale. Again, Murray lines up behind Derek in a pistol. Alawale to his side. Derek takes the snap. They give it to Murray coming right. He walks into the end zone. Touchdown! Raiders! Another rushing touchdown for Latavius Murray. He has 2 today, 11 on the year. Wow, did that open up wide, Link? Just a power play off the right side. They barely laid a finger on him.
Guys, that play is called 18G, which is where the play side guard pulls out and is supposed to kick out the end man on the line of scrimmage. But Buffalo was so soft, Gabe actually turned up in the hole.
Raiders had 9 points at halftime. Now they have 36. And they are going for 2 now to try to make this a 14-point lead. Raiders, one of the best 2-point converting teams in football. They are 4 out of 5. You have jump ballers and Cooper and Crabtree. You can run it again. This will be from the 2-yard line. Derek in the gun. This time Latavius to his right. Michael Crabtree goes out wide right. Cooper goes inside the slot. Now they motion Roberts away. So Amari is outside left. They fake it. They roll Derek. He throws for Roberts. Give the Raiders 2 more. Easy. That's just play design. Derek Carr fake Murray coming left, Tom, rolled out right. He dragged Seth Roberts with him, and the Buffalo defense completely dropped him.
Yeah, they didn't expect him there. They expected him down the field. Usually he's over the middle of the ball. When they throw him the ball, all of a sudden he's in the backfield and running a little flat route.
The Raiders go 16 yards in 4 plays. Latavius Murray, another touchdown, and the Raiders have 38-24. Khalil Mack, like Derek Carr, plays his best football when your best football is required. There's the kickoff by Janikowski. It will be a touchback. Khalil Mack, Tom, just takes over in the 4th quarter.
He seems to get stronger in the 4th quarter, and you better duck it in, boy, if you're that tackle on whatever side he lines up.
And now with a 14-point lead, he can pin his ears back. Tyrod Taylor better be on his toes. Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. You're listening to Compass Media Networks. This is the NFL. First and 10, Buffalo on their 25. They screen it out to Shady McCoy. Makes a man miss in space. Malcolm Smith, Perry Riley Jr. will hit him. Actually, there was no screen length. There were no blockers out in front. Just a check down trying to get Shady to be Shady. He was able to shake one, but not the second. He picks up 5 yards.
Get him free in space. Get him on a linebacker where he's going to have the advantage. And of course, once he gets going, he's hard to bring down.
This is hard for Buffalo, Tom. They're not built for this quarterback to drop and throw and bring them back. Bruce Irvin got such a rolling start. Looked like he was offsides. And a flag does come down. He was offsides. Marquise Goodwin will slip down on the catch, a yard shy. But Bruce Irvin jumped offsides. They let that play go. It was clearly in the neutral zone. Let's see if Rex Ryan takes the gain or the offsides. Probably the offsides and take the down over again.
Offside. Defense number 51. 5-yard penalty. Repeat second down.
Yeah, they'll take the penalty time and keep it at second down.
Yeah, be second and about 1 for first down. Yeah.
You got to be leery of Sammy Watkins here. Marquise Goodwin is also very fast, arguably their fastest, but Sammy Watkins has size and speed. He's going out wide right. He got behind Jalen Ramsey in Buffalo last week. The Jaguars' great rookie corner for a big play down the sideline. Emerson's got him singled up. Second down and 1. Will Buffalo take a shot here? They're down 2 touchdowns. No, they're going to gun run Shady McCoy. He got hit by Malcolm Smith. Did he even get the first down? I think he did.
Yeah, they did.
Should have, yeah.
Didn't get much, but he got just the yard they needed for the first down. Right on the 35-yard line after a touchback. It's easy to see. First on Buffalo. Clock will roll. The Bills have 2 timeouts remaining. And they're down 2 touchdowns with 7:25 to go. Taylor in the gun. Slot right. Sammy Watkins outside the numbers. Taylor, though, going to check it down to Shady McCoy down the sideline again. He holds the ball in one hand often. He has big hands. He has fumbled 3 times this year, but not lost any. He was pushed out of bounds there on the Buffalo 41-yard line, a gain of 5. Shady will take a play off. Second down coming up for the Bills. They bring in Gillislee. They go slot right. Justin Hunter, the big, huge wide receiver, formerly at Tennessee. Miami had him early in the year and cut him. Buffalo picked him up, and Watkins outside of him. They run vertical. Stop now on the outcut. Raiders are giving him the short stuff. They don't want to let him get on top. Sean Smith played bail. Stayed on top. Marquise Goodwin, Tom, on the comeback route will pick up the Buffalo first down on their 48-yard line. Gain of 7. Raiders are keeping 2 safeties deep. Reggie Nelson and Nate Allen. Again, Carl Joseph left with a foot injury. Does not come back, and looks like he most assuredly will not. First and 10, Buffalo. Shotgun, Tyrod Taylor looking left, now coming right, now going to run. He goes down. They will cover him up. It will not be a sack. Danico Autry will tackle him right just a yard or so beyond the line of scrimmage, so no sack. But the pocket did collapse on him now as we approach 6 minutes to play in the game. Sammy Watkins is running off the field for Buffalo. Again, he's bothered by a foot injury. He's going to need surgery on that foot at the end of the year, so he can't play every snap. He played only 25 of those 55 snaps last week in the win over Jacksonville. Slot right. Goodwin, the fast guy, goes left. Taylor back, steps up, throws, and it's caught. Juggled. Did he catch that ball as he went out of bounds? They're going to give him the catch. Marquise Goodwin did not catch that ball cleanly, and then as he approached the boundary, they're going to say he did regather and catch it and step out on the Raider 40-yard line.
Well, the way that ref ran up and signaled catch, he said it decisively, but
I don't know.
Challenge it.
And they're not going to challenge. The clock will continue at 5 minutes and less. They will stop the clock when you go out of bounds in the game. Not now. Taylor, shotgun. They hook it up in the wide. Incomplete. He went to the tight end. Nick O'Leary, Tom, and a little hook route from his right inside slot position. Again, Tyrod Taylor, just not a great thrower of the football. He will take a little less with his running ability, but that time he was just wide on a simple little outcut.
Well, plus he threw a dart. Threw a little too hard.
They're going to have to make a call on him. Again, they have a $30 million guarantee they have to give him after this year. That's highly unlikely. E.J. Manuel, the backup quarterback, a former #1 pick, is at the end of his contract. Buffalo needs a quarterback. With Shady McCoy in this defense, they could be a player in the AFC East. Here's Taylor now flushed out left, comes middle, he'll run. 35, puts a move on Sean Smith and goes down. Very close to a first down on the Raider 30-yard line. I know you're not thrilled with the Raiders giving up yards like this, but they're going to give them yards as long as they keep going down the field in 10-yard chunks. And right now the clock is at 5:10 to play. The Raiders are up 2 touchdowns. Buffalo also is flipping receivers, taking time to snap the ball. They move Brandon Tate, slot left inside a good one. Sammy Watkins is back in. Look out for him. Nelson coming over on his hash. They run Reggie Bush off the gun run straight ahead. Waiting for Buffalo to take a shot here, Tom, to Sammy Watkins. They're not going to do it, though. Buffalo is trying to isolate him, but the Raiders are rolling safety help over the top.
You know, I really don't think that Tyrod feels comfortable enough to throw that ball, even if he sees it. I mean, he's taking the short stuff.
Yeah, he's very conservative. Although they do lead the league in balls in the air 20 or more yards that are completed. They don't throw it well often, but when they do, they like to go deep at times. Here's Taylor now, pressured by Mack. Gonna lob one right. He had Sammy Watkins and he overthrew him. Flat out missed Sammy Watkins, Tom, on the double move. He got behind David Amerson. The safety, Allen, came over, but there was a window there, where an NFL quarterback has got to hit that throw, and Tyrod Taylor missed him.
Yeah, that's got to be a firm throw. It can't be a lob throw because you give the safety a chance to get over. And that time it was a lob throw, but it was too far anyway.
And also, guys, Nate Allen was more concerned with the tight end running down the seam than Emerson expected him to play cover 2 and be in that box. Emerson was looking at him. You got to be there.
They got there a little bit late. The Raiders got lucky. It was a bad throw. 2nd and 10 from the Raider 28. Taylor looks left, looks middle, looks right. Now chased out by Autry. Jihad Ward, Bruce Irvin throws. Sideline. No catch. Justin Hunter came back on the ball and tried to make a tough catch up against the Raiders sideline, but he could not get both feet in bounds. Incomplete. That'll stop the clock with 4:11 to play. 3rd down and 10 for the Buffalo Bills, who have not won in this stadium since Jack Kemp was their quarterback, and it was the first year this place ever opened, 1966. They have lost here 8 straight trips.
Who was the other quarterback?
You.
I know it. You had to bring it up,
it was
right?
31-10 Buffalo. And now traded you the next year for LaMonica.
Thank you.
All right. Here's Tyrod Taylor on 3rd down. Steps up, throws.
Got a
caught.
penalty.
We got a flag down.
False start on Tate.
That play never counted. They hit O'Leary for the 1st down, but Buffalo, in this deafening roar of the black hole, false started, Link.
False start on Tate.
Prior to the snap. False start. Offense number 15. 5-yard penalty. Still 3rd down.
That's the wide receiver, Brandon Tate, who was wearing Jack Kemp's old number 15.
Yeah.
They got one wide receiver that wears a 14 and another that wears a 15. So that'll push him back on the 33-yard line. The black hole can sense it now. Trying to get to 10-2. Keep pace with New England atop the AFC and set it up for a Thursday night showdown with the ancient rival Chiefs at Arrowhead. 3rd and 15, Buffalo on the Raider 33. They're running out of time. They're running out of downs. They're going to slot right, Goodwin left. Tyrod Taylor pressured by Mack, steps up, checks down, threw high. What a catch by Shady McCoy. 20. He's got the 1st downer right at it. What a catch that was. Tyrod Taylor threw it up above his helmet, Tom, and the little guy, LaShawn McCoy's only 5'11". With one arm, he reached right over the top of his helmet to pluck that ball one-handed and then run for a 1st down.
Yeah, he's quite a player.
Great player.
He really is.
They've had O.J. Simpson, obviously, Thurman Thomas, some of the great running backs in the history of this league. Looky, here comes Cookie Gilchrist to the Bills back in the 60s, and Shady McCoy has only been in Buffalo for 2 years, but he has a skill set. There are parts of all of them. In the gun goes Taylor, slot right. Irvin around the edge, they push him upfield late. Mack got it from behind, he slips out. The ball's free. Who's got it? Khalil's got it again. He did it again. Another strip sack to take the game for the Raiders. 3:20 to play. He and Derek Carr know when it's time to win the game. Did it last week against Cam Newton, Link. He came around this time rushing over the right tackle, Jordan Mills. He got him from behind and pulled that ball out. Did he recover it as well?
Yeah, he did.
And it fell right into his lap, guys. How about Bruce Irvin realizing that he's got a tight end blocking him and ran right around him?
Yeah.
The strip sack, recovery. Khalil got one at the end of the game last week. Boy, what a game. What a 4th quarter. He got Tyrod Taylor on the arm on 3rd down. He got him on the arm and the ball out of the end zone to force the interception by Nate Allen. And now he has taken the game into the Raiders' midst here, just looking to run the clock out. Murray in the pistol. Carr takes the snap straight ahead, a 2-hand handoff. And it goes straight ahead. For Latavius Murray. Picks up a couple. Shaq Lawson, their rookie outside linebacker, makes the tackle. Rex Ryan has 2 timeouts to use, Tom. He's not going to use one yet. Raiders will take this play clock down as far as they can. Right now the play clock is at 20 right now, and 2:55 to play in the game. Well, just a couple of more first downs and this game will be over. And the Raiders will head to Arrowhead at 10-2 with a showdown with the KC Chiefs, who got to 9-3 today. What a game that's going to be on Thursday. Pistol formation. Derek takes it. Again, a 2-hand handoff to Murray. Going to power off the right side. Timeout Rex Ryan now. As Latavius was dropped on the Raider 30-yard line, will bring up a 3rd down and 3. 2:31 to play in the game. Kyle Williams, the 4-time Pro Bowl tackle of the Bills, made the tackle there for Rex.
That's okay. He can make the tackle when it's 5 yards down the field, so he got a positive gain out of it.
Yeah, you like that,
I do. I mean, there's nothing fancy about it, Coach. It's just mano-a-mano football. You've got your big guys. It's like they're coming off the ball. There's no trick blocking or anything like that. Give it to your running back and have him find a crease up in a dot.
Well, the best part is they know what's coming.
Yep.
You know what's coming.
Now you got to stop us.
That's right.
Well, remember we had that meeting with Jack Del Rio before the year, and he said, we want to have the kind of running game, or just what you said, where they know it's coming, we know it's coming, the whole stadium knows it's coming, and they still can't stop it.
Oh, those are the best feelings, guys.
But you know what, Link? You have to be impressed with the Raiders, the way they modified their run game, with Derek having the bad right pinky, to do it out of the pistol today. This is not a big pistol team, and they've done it out of the pistol today.
And for them to do it at this time of the season really shows the wherewithal and the integrity and intelligence of this team.
And to be able to adjust on the fly late in the year. Murray again lines up in a pistol right behind Derek Carr. Buffalo loading the box. Brandon Spikes, the great run player from New England, going to come in the A-gap. They give it to Murray. He hurdles high. He's very close to a first down. Boy, with this forward lean, Buffalo will take their last time out now with 2:27 to play, Link.
We're going to have to punt.
Remember, they're close to it.
He's close.
How close? I mean, he's gotten so much better as a short yardage. They are going to punt the ball away here. They're a little short. Marquette will come in. He's gotten so much better. Remember when the year started, I asked you, do the Raiders have a short yardage goal line runner? We didn't know more. Murray's got 11 touchdowns. And just that run right there, with the way he's been able to forward lean. Remember, he ran upright too much?
Well,
now he's getting all he can get on that forward lean.
That's what we were worried about, that he ran too high and didn't have enough strength. But he's learned to jump over, leap over. He's learned to slide, and he's more powerful than you think by running straight up.
Yeah, that's right, Coach. You know, Papa, you had mentioned throughout the time that he doesn't jump. He generally tries to run through the hole. But now he's showing a little bit more patience, and, of course, he's jumping. So last couple plays.
And just in that last play, he leaned forward. He didn't quite get the first down, but he picked up an extra yard by the lean forward. Marquette King needs a big punt here. Buffalo's going to go for a block. They have no jammers at all. So they've got 10 guys on the line. They're going for a block in the middle. Marquette got hit. They throw the flag.
First down.
They throw the flag. This will go into the end zone for a touchback. It won't matter. They have run into Marquette King. He picks the flag up. Don't take a personal foul by touching the flag.
He's got one.
He just took one.
He just got one.
You can't grab the flag. Marquette King picked up the flag. You can't do that.
Personal foul. Roughing the kicker.
Roughing.
Receiving team number 30. 15-yard penalty. Automatic first down.
I think even if they call
unsportsmanlike conduct.
Delay a game.
Kicking team number 7. That penalty being enforced after the first down.
Still first down.
First and 25.
He'll never do that again. But he gets a little excited. Just go into your dance. Don't grab a prop like a flag. But the lucky thing is they called it roughing, not just running into, but roughing.
Yeah.
Which is 15 yards. And
Marquez,
they did. His leg was in the air when the
Marquez
White hit him.
Hasn't grown up yet. He's still a kid.
He's got a lot of energy. But it's kind of a wash because they would have moved it 15 yards forward. The bottom line is the Raiders get the ball back.
Yeah.
Now, he'll never make that mistake again, but you cannot pick up the yellow hankies late on the field. So now, Buffalo's out of timeouts. The game is not quite over yet, but it's close. One more first down here, and this will be over. 2:20 to play. So I know you love this, Link.
Oh, yeah.
just be able to run it out here, and they're going to get in that pistol and run it a few more times. Bill Vinovich still conferencing with his crew. I think they want to see where they're exactly going to spot the ball.
Well, don't they move it up 15 and then move it back 15?
Yeah, well, it's just kind of the same, right? Yeah. They're going to march it 15, then march it back 15?
Yeah.
I got an idea. Stay where you were.
That's exactly what I thought.
You know what? Also, Link, I got to go back and look at all the runs today, but it seems like also going in the pistol, Derek has been able to hand off with two hands today and not extend. Like if you're going to run wide left, you'd have to just do it with the right hand. So I wonder how many of those handoffs he had today were two-handed handoffs to secure the ball more.
Well, you know, out of the pistol, I've seen dive runs, and I've seen not necessarily stretch runs, off-tackle runs in that C gap. And, of course, Latavius Murray using his vision to find those holes. But Jalen Richard out of the gun, the actual gun formation, has been a little bit better with his running style and then able to pull in a tackle for a trap play.
Raiders will take over on their 32-yard line. The yardage really is immaterial here. They just want to make one more first down. You could do it on this play or any play after the 2-minute warning, and that'll be it. They can just kneel down, but they've got to make one more first down.
It's going to be tough to make a first down because it's first down in 25.
Oh, yeah, it is 25, isn't it? Yeah. Hand off to Murray off the right side. So that'll take us to the 2-minute warning now. Buffalo has no more timeout. So unless you throw the ball or pop a run here for a long one, and that's going to be hard because Rex is going to load the box. Buffalo will get the ball back, but they're not going to have a lot of time as they're out of timeouts, and second down will be snapped when we come back. We have reached the 2-minute warning here in Oakland. The Raiders are on their way to 10-2 in a showdown Thursday night at Arrowhead. They lead the Bills 38-24. Last week they did throw, and Bill Musgrave had him throw on I believe third down. It was incomplete, and then Jack went for it on fourth down. So with a combination of Musgrave and Del Rio and the Raider offensive minds, you never quite know how aggressive they're going to get here. They're going to pistol Carr, Murray behind him. They give it to him off the right side, across the 35 up to around the 36. And now the Raiders will just exhaust the entire 40-second play clock. And they'll run a third down play. It's third down at 21. The play clock right now is at 30 with 1:43 to play. So you'll snap it here at about 1:14, 1:15, and then be able to run 40 seconds more before you punt the ball on fourth down. Okay, King hopping around on the Raiders sideline. He wants to punt one more time today. Raiders stay in the huddle for a long time. They break it now with 10. Third down and 21. Again, a pistol. Heavy formation to the right. They give it to Murray off the right side. Stops in the hole. Able to spin forward. They tackle him with 1:10 to play. Play clock just starts now at 1:07 to play. So they're going to have to punt with less than 30 seconds to go in the game.
He'll run it down to about 1 second.
Call timeout, I think.
Yeah, he'll run it down to 1 second and call timeout.
Derek's talking to Bill Vinovich. I think what he's saying, Marquette has not come out yet.
Yeah.
That they're just going to take this right down to 1 of the play clock and then call timeout.
Yeah. That's what I said.
Yeah. Did you say that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Unless there's an echo in there.
How many Super Bowls did you win as a head coach?
I have no idea.
I won so many I lost count.
I'm confused.
Derek's getting the crowd fired up. They come over to the sideline. 3 on the play clock. 2, 1. Now they're just going to take a delay of game. Did they call timeout?
No, they called a timeout.
They did. All right.
Jack Del Rio, he called it from the sideline, guys.
Might as well. You got one more time. Got 2 more left, so one more. Now they're out of timeout. So they'll punt it with 28 seconds to go. Buffalo's going to go for a block here. And they like to use some of their great pass rushers as punt blockers. In particular, Jerry Hughes is really good at it.
No, I don't think they're going for the block because they don't line up for the
return. They're going to double both gunners.
Yeah.
They're doubling Andre Holmes. They're doubling Taiwan. The Raiders have been moving Andre in motion all day today. He's got a bad shoulder neck. Let's see if they motion him before the punt. Nope. He stays still. Marquette gets it away on the Raider 29-yard line. And Brandon Tate's going to have to run this back. They just stay away from it. It'll take a Buffalo roll, but they down it. Nate Allen does on the Buffalo 28-yard line. Now they got 18 seconds to score 14 points. Good luck. The Raiders are going to go to 10-2. And this will be for the Raiders now a 6-game winning streak. Their longest winning streak since Link's team got to 12-4, and they hosted the AFC title game here against Baltimore And the Raiders will be 10-2 for the first time since that same year. And John Gruden was the head coach, and they wound up 12-4 and hosted everything all the way through the AFC playoffs. Boy, Thursday night at Arrowhead's going to be fun. Chiefs did beat the Raiders. Last time the Raiders lost a game, Kansas City beat them here October the 16th. So if Kansas City does win that game on Thursday, they would beat the Raiders twice. They would move into first place, although they'd have the same record. Tyrod Taylor, let's see how strong your arm is. They twist the front, Mack comes middle. Tyrod going to be chased out to his left, running around, just throws the ball away. He get outside of the tackle box there. Bill Vinovich will run over and check and see. Taylor got hit on his left hand. I think he got hurt. His
left shoulder.
His hand is slumping that shoulder.
Yeah, he's hanging his left shoulder pretty low. Yeah.
He's checking the play call sheet, a huge sheet card that flips up. He's got like 200 plays he can call at one wristband play call sheet. They're down to their last couple of plays here. 10 seconds to go in the game. Nico Autry may have hurt his hand on that last play as well. He's been playing with a bad hand since August. And Khalil Mack and Bruce Irvin want a sack here before it's over. Look at Khalil skid off time. He's all over Taylor with throws high and complete on the crossing route to Justin Hunter. Khalil Mack, Link, is looking to pad his stats here.
Well, whenever you're a defensive end in speed rush, whether it's Bruce Irvin or Khalil Mack, you see number 84 O'Leary or any tight end set to block you, you know you take the upfield rush as quickly as possible because they're not good at pass pro.
And Mack has at least one sack today and a couple of major tips, but one sack to give him 10 sacks on the year. And he now has at least one in the last 7 games, and he has 9 of his sacks during this 7-game stretch. Have to see what the other pass rushers did, but the 10 sacks would put him just behind Vaughn Miller at 12.5. With Lorenzo Alexander, D. Ford, and Cliff Averill also had 10 coming into play today. Last chance for Buffalo. Taylor will check it down. Shady McCoy is going to have to break about 23 tackles here. He's not. Irvin will get him. It's over. The Raiders are 10-2. And they went off. Buffalo scored early. Had a quick couple of touchdowns to go up 24-9. And then the Raiders just exploded. 2 touchdowns before the end of the third quarter. 2 more in the fourth quarter. And the Raiders get to 38 and beat the Bills by 2 touchdowns. The Raiders are 10-2.